Alright, hey everybody, Jared Napolitano here, JNap. Just starting up the stream here. I'm jumping on table one of game 4 of Group B of PC20. This is Taco Bill against Brett Bailey, Bill Kafer. Jumping in the middle of game 4 here, so we'll see how this happens. But Dan and Kendall are also streaming now. I just dropped the multi-Twitch onto Discord and to Slack. But maybe I'll do it here in case you want to watch all three. And you might have heard Kendall there because I had the other window open. But hopefully you hear me loud and clear. Anyone who might be out there, just let me know if you can hear me or not. So I'll put the Kendall Cast Network 31. I'm not sure if Robbie's going to be streaming again, but so what we have here is I'll do a quick recap. Let's see. So I'm going to be also kind of updating results here and there. So as the tournament director for this event, for this group. So Bill just played one of his player cards. Always two there are. Concept by Bill Kafer. She just lost a Dark Jedi. Have exactly one Dark Jedi on table. But he's playing it just to trade a card because it's a lost interrupt. Destiny 2 to make his opponent lose 2 force. And I have a story about this card in a minute. But Brett's going to lose Luke's Bionic Hand from use pile and Qui-Gon's lightsaber. Life force counts. Brett has 19. Bill has 21. Bill has 9 to 6 in hand. So Bill's up. Looks like about 4 total. Neighboring Leads is going through here during Brett's deploy phase. He's probably going to be going to attack Newt Gunray, would be my guess, with looks like, yep, Luke and Yoda. So that's not good for Newt, especially if Brett has like a draw their fire. Bill likely has a Gick in his 9-card hand. What's the grab here? Imbalance combo was grabbed. Bill has not grabbed anything yet. So again, if anyone's just joining, let me know if I sound okay. Just jumping in here. This is table 1. Both these players are 3-0. Bill just continues to be playing really, really good Star Wars CCG. Brett, I think he won at least 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 games during the Gem PC a couple months ago. He knocked out some pretty decent players. I can look that up in a minute too. But so we have a battle here. Battle Destiny 5-3. Bill's gonna Sith Fury Dr. Evazan into his hand. So Brett didn't save enough force. I guess he was trying to do enough other things this turn. So he's not going to be able to swing Luke's lightsaber to make Newt forfeit 0. Looks like it's just going to be Newt and 2 for overflow. So not a huge battle, but now Brett's set up here for a drain of 4 at the generator. Yeah, there's the Gick at the generator core, not the other one isn't even out. Let me look real quick because I know a lot of people might not know who Brett is, but I know he's a Southern California player. Yeah, he knocked out Robbie, he knocked out Matt Sperling, and he lost to Charlie. So he was a 101 seed, but Matt's a really good player, even though he hasn't been playing a super long time again. But I guess that maybe they're both Southern Cal players. I think they go to like Bat Mouse's events. I think he's had some other good showings. Definitely no slouch. So Bill here trying to get to 4-0. After this game, we're going to have 2 4-0s since there's one other matchup of 3-0s, which is Joe and Tom Struther. And that's the game that Kendall is casting. Let me hop over here. Brett plays Simple Tricks and Nonsense. Out comes Evazan. So this sounds like Bill's going to be going for a counter beat here. Some type of way to remove Yoda or Luke mid-battle. Forlom to the bridge. He's going to upload. No, he's going to use Forlom's text to draw. A card from the top. Put a card on the bottom of use pile. Right? Is that how Forlom works? Plays a card from hand on bottom of use pile. Yeah. He's actually an alternate image that we've been giving out for volunteers for the last 2 years. Out comes Ninth Sister. So this kind of screams that he's just going to move Dooku over. Both players have their anti-weapon lev shields out. Yeah, so Dooku just moves over. So the funny story about those two there are, I was playing game 7. Maybe it was even game 8 at Worlds this year. when I placed in top 8, I was playing Barry. He was playing That Thing's Operational. I was playing Prophet. And it was a really close game. He was able to satisfy battle plan late in the game. And basically, he played always 2 there are. And I was doing all this math before he played that. I'm like, I think I'm going to edge this out. And then he plays always 2 there are. And I'm like, oh crap, I got to lose 2 force. And then I think just for some reason I thought it was a used interrupt at first, but then it was a lost. And if it was a used interrupt, I think I lose. I'm pretty sure I lose. But I ended up winning by, I think, literally a card. Maybe 2 cards. Yeah, it must have been a card. So I just thank the player card development team, which Bill was a member of at some point, isn't now. But for making Bill's player card a lost interrupt, because if that was a used interrupt, I would have lost a pretty big game. I think I might have gotten in anyway. I would have been 6-2, but that was good. All right, so Chris Hull defeats John Mcfarland. I'll kind of shout out results as I'm seeing them come through. Nothing that's top secret. You guys can probably see this stuff by just looking at the Gemp lobby. But I'll mark Chris as the winner. He moves to 3-1. The defending, well, he won the Gemp UC in 2021, and he placed in the top 16, top 4 actually in the OCS last year. It was his first OCS, so he's a strong player. Our proofing team lead, doing great work there. As Brett gets a drain here at 4, this is gonna hurt. No, Bill still has a shield pull, so if he can find a 3rd battleground, looks like the moisture farm's open. If he can throw a character there, pull resistance, that would probably be really beneficial. But then he's also got to hold his ground at the generator core there. So I'll do a sticker book token. Hopefully I don't fall asleep. I'm not quite Dan was up 4 o'clock local time. I think hopefully he's been able to get a nap or 2 in. But I got up at kids are at 6 a.m. or so, but 4 a.m. is he starts streaming at 4 a.m. local, so I think Dan's gonna be happy moving east. He probably won't have any of these situations of getting up at 4 a.m. Probably will be closer to 7 for like an event like this where we have to have two heats or something. So back to the action. So Bill loses Sand Effect, 2 Imperial Commands, 1 from used, 1 from reserve, and also a Force Field V. That would probably be really helpful to have right now against Luke here. But Board State definitely seems to favor Brett right now, but there's still enough force to... Oh boy, here comes Battle Planes. Yeah, so if you're... Alright, so that's interesting to put that out. I wonder, so he probably doesn't have like a blast. Oh, got another neighboring leads. So Bill didn't grab it the first time, presumably because he didn't have any saved, because I remember I was saying if Brett has draw their fire, that'd be a lot of trouble for Bill. So this time I'm sure he's going to grab it, because you can't let neighbor and just keep floating around, especially with Kwai mooning, right? That's what this is? Yeah. So you can keep tracking that neighboring around and draw into it, and it can become really, really annoying, and just the good old power of neighboring leads going all the way back to 1995 could really swing this game. So Bill's going to grab it, put an end to that. But all right, so, why did he play it during his move phase? He was going to run away. That's bizarre. Am I missing something? He should have spent the 2 force to move away. How much did he have to spend? Was it Destiny? It was a 4? That's a weird play, especially to give up. To know Bill could grab it. That's... either I'm missing something or that's not a good play. And relocates. Wait, he used the... Who did he transport? Yoda and Luke to the battle planes. Then he relocates Luke. Oh no, he relocates it with Neighborin. That's right. Okay, alright, so now Brett's going to use the communing text. Yeah, that's a card I would not want to allow to be grabbed in this matchup. Like, he could probably figure out a way to neighbor and Mason Anakin over, try to beat down Lord Sidious. We know Bill burned a Gick. I'm 99% positive he didn't, no escape it or retrieve it somehow. So, I think if you're Brett, you kind of... Yeah, and now it's going to be So now Bill doesn't have to struggle to stay on this generator core. And if he has a character in that 6-card hand, he could just throw it at the Moisture Farm, pull resistance, take away, 3 damage, because he's going to cap 2 of the drains. Of course, he would need to defend the Moisture Farm. You can't just put any numpty there, because... Okay, here we go. Alright, so Grievous is going here. He's definitely going to steal Qui-Gon's lightsaber, which is sitting on top. Alright, so that's what Bill's going to do. He's going to stay on Naboo. He's going to move a couple of these characters over, I'm sure. Maybe 2 or 3. And then he's going to pull resistance so that this drain here at the hallway goes from a 4 to a 2. So let's see if there's any other results coming in as this is kind of... Yeah, we have some more results. So Andy Wexton wins. So Truman Brody Broyd is going to be dropping, unfortunately. Something came up. So Kimura gets the victory. Kruger defeats Squirlock. As Brett uses communing here, we're going into his activate phase. Kruger gets the win. Al Fuentes defeats Logan Peitig. Al Fuentes with the victory. And, okay. Alright, so a few more results. Luke Skywalker, Last Jedi, is going to look for a force projection, whiff. Brett still can activate 21 force, up to 21 force. I don't think he's going to do all that, but that's a lot of activations. It looks like a lot of top tables are still unresolved at this point of the round. Like I said, the multi-Twitch link is in the chat. Kendall's on the Joe Tom game. And we have a Qui-Gon Jinn. So he shuffled it up. Obviously he wasn't tracking around the neighborhood because I was grabbed, but Brett has 16 cards face down. Bill has 15, and Brett's up a couple. It's also going to be his turn to force drain. Battle plans out. So he's going to pull, ahead. What is that? 20's going to have 18 to 23. So Brett's going to be up 5 force. But, if Brett needs to keep running around on Naboo, that's going to be good for Bill. But Brett only activated not a lot. Oh, he still can activate. Still has activate, so he's deciding. Probably got 7 cards in his hand. He's figuring out what he's going to do this turn. What destinies do I need? How much force do I need? All right, so he's going to activate all but 3. Earlier today, if you're not aware, Mike Ketzling won Group A. I think Chris Kelly and Timo Dussel finished in 2nd, 3rd. And Justin Desai finished in 4th. So those 4 players will all get cash and Player of the Year points. Okay, we have a You Are Beaten that's going to get Sense with a Sense combo. Looks like he was going for Luke. Why exactly would Bill do that? Maybe he was doing that because he was planning to try to... During Brett's turn is kind of weird. Because he's going to get stuck there. And then he's going to try to sniper him, I guess? Because otherwise you just got Luke blocking a drain, which is kind of favorable for Brett, honestly. Oh, alright. That would make sense for the Sense. So here comes Luke. This is bad for Bill. Because he tossed his Gick away a little while ago. P59 is going to get... Well, he only has 2 forces in reserve deck, so either you can hit him, or you can just draw Destiny. What's the math here? So let's say if he's got a 5, that's going to be more than P59's forfeit. So yeah, you want to see if your Destiny is higher than the forfeit that you're going to eliminate. So it'd be 8 minus whatever versus Oh, we got a leadership. Oh boy. All right, so this is, yeah, this is getting bad for Bill. This looks like it might be GG. Because, I mean, man, yeah, no escape isn't out. I really don't think Bill retrieved that Gick. I really don't think he's playing 2 Gicks if he... Usually you see the combo if there's 2. Because if you have the... Whoa. Alright, so cancel Weapon Destiny with Obi-Wan's Journal. Okay. So... Was he going to miss anyway? I guess why not? So we have a Destiny of 4, and a 4 is 8, is 20. It's going to be 12 minus whatever he draws here. Alright, sorry about that. We'll see if my puppy will be good and calm. Alright, so Bill concedes, yeah. So he was about to take 9 overflow. And he's only got 18 left. And then he's going to lose board state. Because then Brett's just going to run away with Yoda. And he's probably going to win a drain race here. Alright, so Bill loses after 3-0 after he's been really good. Doing really well lately. So Brett Bailey wins, making a run here. Save that. Woods defeats Hatoem. It's interesting. Some rounds go really fast, some go really slow. Game 3, everyone was kind of taking like the more than kind of expected, or not expected, more than the under of the earliest start time. I should put it that way. Kruger wins. We already have that one. All right, so let me hop out. Dan, if you're still watching it, yeah. I was kind of wondering what the plan with Battle Planes was, because that had some downside. All right, let's see here. So there's only 4 games left. We know Kendall's on that one, and Bill's on this one. So let's jump into Pistone MHT, and let me just tell the... This is table 3, so both players are 2-1. Pretty big game here. Let me save. We got, yeah. Oh, looks like. What game am I missing? I'm missing a result here. All right, sorry guys. So let's see. All right, so both players have 19 cards face down. Matt Harrison Trainer has 5 more cards in hand. This is a good old fun CCT versus OA. Can definitely be pretty grindy. We have U3PO on the ground. He has been stolen, presumably with quite a mercenary. Blue 11, another Dash and Rogue 12. Usual 3 amigos in the audience chamber with Boba Fett, DeRoe, and IG-88 with the captive and the gun. Bailey. So yeah, it'll be Brett Bailey versus Joe or Tom. Bunch of West Coasters. Okay, combined fleet actions out. Probots at the Ray's Hut. We got a couple ships at Now Hutta. CCT got a party at Jakku. Looks like Finn's in a little bit of a pickle, but it's MHT's turn, so worst case scenario, probably just moves Finn to the tower. Looks like Matt's gonna deal, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Got Rebel Flight Suit on the ground. Does this work on the ground? If present, once per game, the character is piloting a battle may cancel. Yeah, it's a good card. Bastion used that against, was it Joe? No, against Paul Myers in the Outrider Cup. Pretty critical to cancel command, Imperial command in that matchup. Let's see. so here comes Pistone's gonna activate a force since there's a frozen captive on table. You know what happens? Every once in a while, some random people, their messages go to spam. I don't know why. Like Chris Kelly's, for example. Alright. Alright, drain a 2 at the graveyard. I would guess this looks pretty good for MHD. Although, Pistone's forcing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He'll get 1 subtracted because of the objective, so 6 damage. Retrieve a force, so 6 and retrieve versus MHD, who's doing, what do we say, 4 plus a retrieve with Rose. So the math slightly favors Pistone, but I feel like... Okay, alright, so this is big if he can just clear Probot. Get rid of that pesky drain at 2 at the hut. Jin Urso to the audience chamber to stop the drain. So I guess then MHD can reduce the drain at Jakku from 2 to 1 because he controls 2 Jakku battlegrounds, as the back of the objective allows him to do. Once during opponent's control phase, if you control 2 Jakku battlegrounds, it's about to lose a force. Alright, so Jin the +1 because of Jabba's prize. Or not Jabba's prize. Despair makes the +1, right? And Jabba's prize does not exist anymore either. It's been eroded with set 18. Huh. Right? So how does that work? Oh, that just goes away? He loses... Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big nerf, huh? So yeah, so the Mithril basically gets rid of this power +3. That's huge, yeah. Huh. And basically every single... Oh, that's right, yeah. That was a change a long time ago. Thank you, Jeremy. That, yeah. Except to a force drain at a Jakku location. Yeah, so Jin is kind of interesting then. So he paid 5 force, and it's basically a... he just said I kind of screwed up. He paid 5 force, and he's just stopping a drain of 1, or the marginal differences. Instead he's getting drained for 1, he's getting drained for 0 there. Let's see, what happened here? MHT's deploy phase. He's down in 11, 12 minutes in time, really. As most are aware, there's 40-minute timers during this event, which is good in some ways. It's bad when the Gemp server has a bad lag, which happened during Game 5 of Group A. But has otherwise, I think, been pretty good all day. It's unfortunate because it doesn't seem like sometimes there's some logic to what's causing the lag, but I'm sure it's a very, very difficult and complex issue. But hopefully we can, as a community and volunteers, figure out a solution, because events like this are really tough to have when that's a risk. I mean, maybe to mitigate it, I should have allowed the timer extensions, but the problem is, as we see a Destiny of BB-8, if you allow the timer extensions, then it kind of puts people in an awkward spot of, either you allow them, but you actually forbid them in the rules, or you disable them. Or you just allow, but that's actually shouldn't allow them on Gemp and allow them in the rules, because then you might have some games that just go on and on and on. Conversely, maybe we need to say, with all these events, there's a lot of good things, there's a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, there's some points to take away that we can always get better with. So maybe next event we say, hey, people can use the Gemp timer extension in cases where there's extreme Gemp lag, which the TD will determine, because that probably would have mitigated, or not mitigated it, but it would have been like a backstop. All right, Mighty Jabba goes lost, Finn goes lost, Proxima goes lost, Admiral Satura goes lost, so whole site clears. But yeah, with this event, looks like we got some really good things going on, but some things that we can just say, hey, next time let's see if we could do this a little bit differently. Just so we can have these types of events and not have, you know, the potential drawback. Yeah, that's a bummer, Jeremy. I'm sure it's not easy to get to the bottom of, because, and one thing I do want to make clear is this isn't like a cost issue. If we knew exactly what it's not like the developers have been like, hey, we can fix it if we allocate money, and we're like, no. There's definitely a lot of interest from a lot of different places of, let's allocate some resources to solve this. That is not, it's not a lack of interest from the players committee to solve it. But it's just awkward because, you know, sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes there's 25 tables going on, there's no lag, and sometimes there's 8 and there's lag. So I guess it's, at some point we probably need to try to figure out, because I know we've heard a lot of different things. You know, people just learning that no one's like making up something intentionally, but it's like sometimes we think, oh, is it people going in and out of games? Is it people clicking on stuff? It's like there's a bunch of things that do contribute to it, and some things that we think do, or at one point we did, but they don't still, or we found out they didn't, that type of stuff. So those are good walking away points from the event too that we can incorporate. So, you know, like one of the reasons we disable spectators, not the only reason, but one of the reasons is people going in and out of the room, I thought is something that's bad. Or people going into the chat or into the game and then clicking on cards and prompting them for information. Alright, so Pistone Drains for 2 Ichiku, Barrier, and Rogue One. So yeah, right off the bat, it was interesting today. Like we had the AOBS bug popped up, and then we had another game freeze, had to restart. And then we had a little GEMP lag during Game 5. But other than those 2 or 3 instances during 2 games, I think it's been really, really smooth. So we rarely have in GEMP very rarely more than probably 15 games going at once. 20 is very, very, very rare. But if this was all one event doing at the same time, we would have had 53 people. We had a couple drops. It would have been at least 25 games going just for the event. So then that begs the question about, do we ban all other games, which I'm sure people don't like to do because a lot of people love playing GEMP, especially on the weekend. We don't want to tell casual tables. We definitely pulled back on the leagues and the sealed leagues to try to mitigate it a little bit for just this one day. But it's something we are thinking about is, should we just have a separate server? Should we ban all activity besides the game? But yeah, all right. So Utakuta Soul is going to break Jin's cover. So Jin is definitely going to have to run to the dungeon here. Big time outpowered. Yeah, that's the thinking. And at most it'd be like 2-3 days a year, and it would be announced well in advance. If we did do something like that, where we said, hey, you know, let's not do any other games besides this event. But you know, things to consider, things to look at. You know, trying to keep everybody happy and keep people's enthusiasm for the game up. But I know one thing that doesn't do that is when you're trying to play a game and you have to keep refreshing it. So hopefully we'll get to the bottom of that. But yeah, looking forward to dishing out all the prizes. There's a lot of really good prizes for this event. Big shout out to Dan and Robbie, who've done a lot of streaming today. Kendall as well. I think Kendall's done a ton of games too, almost as much as Dan. But yeah, so we'll have lots of these videos hopefully available from the main channel. They're very easy to get to the YouTube channel, but hopefully these other ones will get on as well. All right, Rebel Leadership's played to upload an Admiral or General, and Pistone grabs it. At the very least, that's going to take away a life force here, as it's 18-11 in favor of MHT. Both sides have 5 cards in hand. I guess am I babbling? So he deployed Padme and then just moved her away. I guess he didn't want to risk. They're both immune less than 3, but maybe MHT was saying, part of it I think he was saying is, I didn't play that right, was he can't subtract 2 in a battle from a Destiny if he doesn't have a resistance character there. Force Drain at the Graveyard. Beaumont Kin adds 1 to the drain at Nalhutta. He's just a passenger here, but 10 or more. Alright, I might need need to step away for a minute. Alright, so Tom wins. And I just... Alright, so Tom wins. And Brad Reinhold wins. Alright, I may have to turn off the stream or maybe I just need to mute it for a minute. My 1-year-old son's freaking out. I would continue, but was worried it might create more lag. Yeah, Robbie, whatever you want to do. You can either keep hanging out or I think Dan's been going now, 14 hours? Or, I mean, he had some breaks, so it hasn't been 100% of the time. I shouldn't say some breaks, maybe like one. I think, there was a really long break after the first game of the day. Alright, sorry guys, I am going to go back to this game here. So, Wedge comes out, looks like Probot now is going to be in for something. Radis as well. He is a Rogue Squadron pilot, right? So he can cancel? How does that work? Maybe they changed that. Yeah, so Wedge has Rogue Squadron. I thought Radis... Didn't he have it at once? Because he references Rogue One. Or maybe they got rid of that ruling. Maybe someone in the chat can correct me, but I thought it was kind of a weird thing that Radis did have it. Okay, I gotta step away for a minute. I'll be back. Sorry, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so we got a battle here. Radis and Wedge are beating up on Probot. We have BB-8 drawn. That's going to be not going to overflow Probot, so that's good for Pistone. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make Gurgle happy. I'm going to look in Scump. Thank you, Gurgle. So if you look up Admiral Radis and Scomplic Access, Rulings is not a Rogue Squadron pilot. Still becomes a Rogue Squadron pilot while piloting a Rogue starship or vehicle such as Rogue One. So he would work in this. Is a matching pilot for Rogue One. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So he's a matching pilot for Rogue One, even though we don't see him pilot it. So that's kind of an awkward interaction. But all right, Jin moves away. MHT's kind of doom stacking here on the ground. And maybe not super doom stack, but he's definitely bunkering up because he probably has board position here. Pistone's at 8 plus 2 is 10. Yeah, MHT's at 21, 24. So yeah, this looks very clearly it's going to go MHT's favor unless Pistone has some pretty crazy trick. Okay. So, let's see. According to my thing, we have a couple games still going, but I don't know if they all are. Alright, and now Piston's going to get some damage through here. Drain a 2 at the audience chamber, ping for 1. The 2 at the audience chamber was reduced from We Need Your Help. Yeah, I just don't see how Piston could win this race, because especially with Beaumont's going to be adding, so he's got, you know, pretty stable drain 4, retrieve 1. So at best case, they're probably pretty even. And now he's got to, I mean, Jin's only going to drain for 1 here. Okay. All right, Erica goes to the dungeon. Thanks. Alright, Proxima draw for Battle Destiny, which means Jin's definitely going to go away, and Jin draws a 5, so Erica's not going to be immune, she's going to go lost. Alright, Piston concedes. So we'll log that. MHT moves to... Whoa, no I don't want. Winner is MHT. Sorry, I clicked on Piston there. Alright, this is why I just gotta double check. This is Brett 1, Jump Tom 1, David Woods 1, Ben Hudland 1. Alright. And game 4 result, Bren result lost. Okay, got that. So it looks like there's only one game, maybe none going on? Justin Caruli's game? Maybe we'll go back to the lobby. Nope, they're all done. How did I miss that one? It just ended. Smicky wins. Alright, so we're going to put the new matchups out very soon. Just double check these. Billy Wixton, Career, Fuentes, Morrison dates, let's see. All male. Brad 1, Bailey, Woods. Okay, alright, thanks for bearing with me. We're in between rounds here. I'm about to post the next matchups. MHT wins. On game 3, it's game 4. Right? Okay. Alright, about to post so everyone can. Alright, let's save. Game 5, incoming, generate next game. So we have 2 4-0s. They're going to be playing each other for game 5 here. Let's see, game 6. Game 5. If I can type here. Game 6 will start no earlier. 10:05, but even that's probably aggressive. Alright, post on the forums. Thanks everyone for dealing with me. We're going to coordinate game 6. Uh-oh. Hold on, I'm getting a drop here. No, no, no. Got a drop. Oh no. Actually. Don't fire. Here, hang on, everybody. Let me just... Hold on. Let's try this. I gotta flip 2 people. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to do too much at once here. Alright, so we got a last minute... One player literally dropped right after I sent the pairings. Drop. And then the other one... Okay. Drop, drop. Crap. We got an issue here. Hold on. Hopefully I don't mess this up. You know what? Hold on. Let's try something now. Offline. Load. PC20. Oh, great. Delete matchups. Alright. I know what I gotta do. Okay, cool. Delete matchups. Okay. Game 4. I flipped a couple people to dropped. Now let's generate pairings. These look right. Yeah, we have no buys. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, everyone. Alright, so that should be okay. Thanks for everyone for dealing with me as I'm talking through this. Yeah, I just told them to cancel Wayne, so hopefully that should solve it. Let's update. Let's update these. Yeah, so part of that, there was somebody who dropped and I didn't flip it immediately, and the other one, like the minute I sent it out. So instead of having like an awkward auto concede. Table 1. Here we go. Updated the form. Okay. Yeah, as long as they cancel. Alright, sorry everyone, this is not really good streaming, but we're going to level set here in a minute. Let's see, we'll give our stream team lead the game. Which one does he want? Power just went out, Storm's moving in. Dan, what? Looks like people are firing here. We got... Alright, so everyone, so multi-Twitch. I think we're losing Kendall for this game 5. He says he's going to come back for game 6. Robbie lost power. He's getting Billy. I think that means Taco Bell and Joker King. So let's see. Brett Bailey, what deck is he playing? Tom Strother's Light. I mean, at this point, a lot of these games have been covered. And a lot of these decks are pretty similar. Alright, maybe I'll just kind of float. But I won't touch Dan's game. So Dan's gonna... Okay. I guess we're both going to float. So he's taking 3. So we'll do Tom versus Brett again. I just said Brett, but that's okay. Alright, did it fire? Yep, just fired. The standings are really wonky. So we have 2 4-0s, bunch of 3 and 2s. Remember, so top 4 get Player of the Year points, and looks like we had a couple zeros. Let's see. I think it's because some of these. Hang on, everybody. I know this isn't great TV. Try cancel the game. Alright, looks like we got some beginning round issues. Yeah, MHT said he won game 3. Game 4. Alright, so we have Shadow Collective from Brett versus Kwai Mooning from Tom. Let's see people in the chat. We have so many different ways to communicate. Cancel things, I'll say. You are light side versus me. Okay, they're sorting this stuff out. Okay. Alright, Tom's going to activate his turn. Brett drew up to 13. Starting Phantom Menace. And the usual 2. Sophie! Right, hang on a second. I gotta take care of my puppy. He's digging into stuff. Alright, I'm back. So we have Tom just uses Kwai Mooning. Dog, 8-month puppy who was just going into this box that I just got today with our sleeves for the donations program. These are for everyone who's a tier 4 donor or higher. These are Dragon Shield. They are what we see on the screen here. The deck backs, or the deck backs, the card backs that Christian designed here. As you guys can see, these are, everyone's going to get, all the tier 4 donors are going to get 60 for each side. So they all just came in, and I don't want the dog chewing on these. That'd be bad. Alright, so no one deploys any characters. Tom gets out the Boss Nash Chambers. Probably going to be one of those games. I feel like every game against Tom is like, you don't want to make the first move, because he will punish you. But it's like, at some point, you can't let him get everything he needs. So yeah, Tom's obviously a really, really, really good player. I lose to him a bunch, but he has these decks that are often like beatdown decks. But there are also a lot of decks that are just, you're constantly sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to let him make the first move. And he's just like, oh, I'll let you make the first move. He's very patient. And he sounds like he's got all types of tricks in this deck. I saw him on the stream a little bit. Again, he beat MHT's Rops. He's got Luke hovering around on Raltier. He's got Run Luke Run. He's got Skywalkers. Out comes Maul to Dryden, going directly to Dryden Study, so he had him in his hand. Maybe that's why he dug up to 13 on his first turn, because he knew that he was buried at the bottom of his force pile. deploy a card using the objectives. This will be a gun or a sight. Comes the bar, the musician. Location, Crimson Dawn Blaster on Mall. Alright, so game 5, we have 2 4-0s. These are the 2 4-0s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3-1s, 6 of which are playing themselves. Pistone got paired up to play 3-1. Ben Headland. He's doing really well. I haven't seen that handle before, but he's 3-1's nice first 4 games. Alright, Tom's gonna use Communing. Both players have 12 cards in hand. Both players are activating 9 force. Oh, he moved Maul to the Nash Chambers. Interesting. So there's 2 battlegrounds on the table. They're both Dark Side's cards. So presumably, Tom's probably gonna put a character to one of the 2 battlegrounds and just play simple tricks and nonsense as a shield to negate the drain. Ball fully immunity if there's a Jedi because of Phantom Menace. Speak of the Jedi Council comes out. Don't usually see sense in Shadow Collective. Looks like it's gonna go through. Tom's gonna get Speak of the Jedi Council out, up his activation. Ruh-roh. Okay. Yeah, Torment software is very good, but Alright, so yeah, Master Old Man Luke and his lightsaber to the bar. Out comes Simple Tricks. He's starting to drain it too. He's going to turn off Maul's drain. Unlikely either of these decks play any systems. Maybe they don't play any space either. Alright, Dom's going to use Quiemuning towards the... Huh. Oh yeah, on Brett's turn. Okay. Once per turn, may place a card from hand on use pile, draw top card of force spell. Deck manipulation. Communing's been around for several sets now. Back, I think that was September was set 16 came out. Still see a lot of cute Qui-Gon. We had one Obi Muning submitted. I wonder how that did. But yeah, mostly Yoda and Qui-Gon are the communing decks that we see. Alright, so both players at same on their clock, around 36 minutes, still very early. Let's see. We're still going a little slow here. Debating what he wants to do. Deploy phase. Out comes Dryden Boss to his study. Going to download a blaster using his game text. Gets the Crimson Dawn blaster. Deploys for free. Crimson Dawn leader on table. So I guess in this matchup, you know, Brett's gonna have to dislodge Tom because he's got these big beefy Jedi that are like fully immune. They all got lightsabers. He's got a lot of ways to add battle destinies, manipulate opponents' battle destinies with like Luke, for example. I think he's got it there tracking us. So, I mean, he's got to avoid just kind of being like a sitting duck. He can't just have his characters out because Tom's got plenty of strong characters he can throw at the damage that Brett is forcing. So I think the traditional thought is that this matchup favors Communing just because their Jedi are, hard to hit. Gar Saxon supposedly helps a little bit because he reduces the defense value. He just came out in set 17. But I don't think he's been seen a lot. Bastion had that build. Or not, Bastion and maybe Drew, I think, was using it at the NPC, where it's just a lot of, like, gangster leaders who draw on their own, like 2 times Hondo, 2 times Shizor. Who's do that? Proxima, Dryden, Voss. It wasn't playing kind of like the characters that had good game text but couldn't draw on their own, like Danik Jericho or Rook. Or I think maybe Danik was played because he adds Battle Destiny, he's got a gun, but like Rook was cut. Stuff like Jodocast. Battle Order comes out here. So now Brett has 2 characters at a non-battleground. He's threatening 0 damage. No brainer here for Tom to pay the 3 to drain 2. I'm sure Tom probably has a neighbor and leads in here. So it's kind of tricky because you want to find both players want to find the pieces they need, but the longer the game goes that, Tom's able to lock down on a location, force damage, and find his defensive pieces that he might need, the better for him. At some point, it's going to be like a point of no return where it's going to be hard to catch up in the damage race. There's only so many characters in the deck, only so many force you can activate a turn. One of the benefits of Shadow Collective is that it's strong late game with that recirculate game text, because that allows you to kind of play up on your life force. Here comes General Leia to sit with Luke, further reinforce this location. Bionic Hand comes out. That's not good for Brett, because now Tom can recur any really good interrupt that he might lose or even play. Luke's just a tank here. The one weakness is that he can't deploy to a site that the opponent occupies, but a lot of dark side decks are going to put up battlegrounds to have a nice landing spot for Luke. Maybe where one of the benefits that like a Dark Mains platform might have, but like Revenge of the Sith with Dooku, I don't know how many battlegrounds that's playing, but in this type of matchup, you don't want to give a battleground up. Tom, of course, still has like Mace and Yoda and other strong characters, but he's just going to kind of entrench here as he drew up to 16. We'll do a token. Let's see. Well, let's do the token. Will be Luke's Bionic Hand. So I'll type that in the chat. This is for the sticker book program, which let me paste that in here just in case anyone's not familiar. But on what you do, but you basically just send a quick email to holotheater@starwarsccg.org. You just include the token, which is Luke's Bionic Hand, in the subject. Sticker book program. And then we're going to tally up all the submissions and give out prizes with foils in proportion to people's involvement. So a way of thanking people for watching and potentially subscribing as well. Or at the very least, hopefully you follow the PC channel on Twitch, SWCCG PC. Very cool. The stickers you can kind of collect or trade or accumulate and paste them into the book, kind of like almost like a stamp album type thing. But then you also get these foils V-slips that are Torment Legal, that are on a very unique type of paper, that are all the 64 cards that were in the Virtual Image Challenge, which just ended, I think Dan said. That Verge of Greatness, the Dark Side Objective with, I don't know if it's extra strong because it's got 2 sides going for it. But that image defeated, I think, Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi. In a bracket-style competition of voting in the Facebook group for Star Wars CCG. We have done that one. We did one with just the cipher cards, and maybe next we'll do virtual AIs, but there's obviously a lot less of those. There's, I think 800, I think it's around 700 non-AI virtual cards. And I'm guessing there's, at this point, maybe we're getting close to like 100 AI. It's probably a little less. So that would probably, a 64 bracket might be tough, but a lot of the AIs are really, really good. So Balatique comes out, as does Zam Wessel with a gun. Brett's going to move Dryden Voss over. And now he's going to threaten 2 free damage with You'll Be Dead. And he could pay 3 2 times to drain for 1 each time. So pay 6, 4 damage, whereas Tom can pay 3 for 2 damage. So that's good for Brett, but Tom with a 17 card hand and the ability to cycle, so he's got it disarmed, would not be shocked if we see like a neighbor in here. I know a lot of people talk about one of the keys to beating Shadow Collective, at least before it got a couple hits with the slip sliding away hit, because I lost the defensive perimeter, ability to start that. If you put the guns in the loss pile and don't allow them to be forfeited, if you like start with the mess or like a hit and a clash, if the character loses the gun without a forfeit, it doesn't get to keep cycling back. So disarmed is a way to do that. You play disarmed, gun goes lost, it's not forfeited, and there's usually 5 or 6 guns in the deck, usually 3 Crimson Blasters, 3 dot, maybe 2 Blackstone Blasters. Here comes the neighbor in. Brett does have a force to grab it. It's going to cost Tom 5. He is sending Luke and Leia to the West Gallery to fight Zam. Does get grabbed. Does he have like the Uta Guta or a Gik combo to cancel? No. So Luke and Leia are there. Not sure if Tom's playing Draw Their Fire, but if so, this would be really bad for Brett. We have it disarmed during the control phase. Yeah, so that goes lost. Now she's power -1 and doesn't have the gun. So definitely asking, does Brett have a Gik in his hand? Because he can't start the Gik effect anymore. The mind tricks don't work on me. That was basically the second hit to slip sliding away. Or slip sliding away was hit 2 different ways. You couldn't start effects that have a deploy cost, and you have to start a mobile or related site. You can't start a completely unrelated planet site like the third marker. So this is the first event where that errata has been effective. Came out about 10 days ago. Official 9 days ago. All right, Tom's going to do a verify. 13 cards in his reserve. Probably trying to figure out where his Draw the Fire is if he has it. So this screams he does have it, because otherwise you might want to just save Ray for another location to set her up so she gets around Come Here Be a Coward. Anakin's, yeah, let's see, so if somebody has to go lost, it's probably going to be Leia. Probably has a Skywalker's. That's the thing, when you have a really big hand, you probably have a lot of the stuff that you're looking for. So Tom's going to then do Qui-Gon. He's got 3 force left to work with. Alright, no Draw Their Fire. Okay, so that's good for Brett. Come Here Be a Coward cancels the force retrieval. Fire Luke's at Zam, probably going to hit. A lot of High Destiny in this mains deck. Another Luke who's a 4. And another 4 for Roman Destiny. So Zam is going to lose her forfeit value. It's going to 0. No results in yet. Understandably so. This round just started about 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes ago. The thing about these communing decks, they just put so few cards on the table. That's one of their strengths, that you in a way, you're kind of spotting yourself. Some setup time to find the right cards, get out your activation. Yoda, Master of the Force, who's normally a 4, but Qui-Gon adds 1 to Jedi Council members. No one likes drawing 1s for Battle Destiny. Oh, this is not a Battle Destiny. He's swinging again. Lots of 4s. Lots of printed 4s. Alright, so she's hit again. Now Maul's going to do the subtract, but I mean, if we don't have a Gick here, this is going to be like a lot of overflow. This is going to be like 15 cards. It'd be really hard to come back from that, but we'll see. Because then the other thing is, Tom's going to be threatening now during a 3 there with the 2 lightsabers. We have Skywalkers. So Tom, yeah, I mean, this isn't a big deal either. It's not like he's overdoing this, because he can just bionic hand back into that card if he really needs it again. Yeah, here we go. He's just going to do it right now, actually. He's going to toss an extra Luke Last Jedi. Guess that's like with your Wisa and your Speaks, which become pretty useless. Not the Wisa so much, but the Speaks. They're a good card to toss away with Bionic Hand. So there's some synergy there of like, okay, this card does its job early game. Mid-late game, it's a good opportunity to toss it away, not feel remorseful. So he's got Dodge and Yoda, who again is going to be the +1. From Qui-Gon, and a Han Chewie Falcon, which is a 2. So that's 10, which becomes a 1. Or, yeah, becomes a 1, so total of 9, 27. So we're looking at 24 overflow minus something, and at this point, I think if Brett it did not have the Gick, he probably would have conceded already. But you never know. He draws a 5. We turn into a 6. So Tom is going to have to lose somebody. So there's a delay here. Probably prompting about Maul, but maybe like they're tracking us too. Alright, we got another result. Group B. Kyle Kruger wins. Kyle Kruger. Okay. Zam goes, and let's see. There's the Gick. Would not surprise me. Yeah, Tom likes to grab a Gick. Definitely the move you do a lot against like route tier operations with mains. Because now, when you see a non-combo Gick, it just, like I think I was just saying this last game, just kind of screams like that's the only one that's in there. So now, Brett has to be really careful. The Neighborn's grabbed, but I would be completely unsurprised if there's a second Neighborn floating around. So 29. Actually, they're pretty even when you count everything up, but still very early. He's forcing during a 3. Brett's forcing or threatening 2 damage. Here comes 1 free damage. The disarm from Zam is now in Tom's lost pile. Another old man Luke gets lost off the top. Proxima reveals 3 and grabs Prince Shizor. Let's see what Brett's plan for this turn is. Does he... Can't really go too wide. There's only 3 battlegrounds on the table. One of them's pretty bunkered up by... So yeah, he's going to pay 3 drain for 1. We have a Anakin, Jedi Anakin off the top for Tom, who is a council member, so he would be a Destiny 2 if drawn. Dr. Abazin comes out to the bar. And deploy a blaster. The Black Sun Blaster, which he has to pay Force 4 because there's no Black Sun Leader, aka Prince Shizor. Black Sun Agent Leader. Huh. I wonder if there's any others. That's probably Shizor's got to be the only one, right? Black Sun Agent Leader. It's got to be both. Because there are a few Black Sun agents, even outside of Black Sun, like Guri and Jodo Cast, and Vigo, I think. Alright, so Maul and Avazin are chilling at the bar. Brett's got 4 damage lined up at the cost of 6 force. Tom's got 3 damage lined up at the cost of 3 force. Let's see what happens this turn. 14 to 12 activation in favor of Tom. Give away some. As this game's still kind of developing here, we'll do another giveaway. We always have lots of cool of these AI booster packs that are, meant to reward people for not only playing in online events but also, participating in the streaming of them. I'm dropping. Pistons got me. Okay. Pistons got me. Okay. Alright, we have another neighbor. So Tom found his neighbor, and now he's going to go fight here. I mean, we're going to see stuff like Clash, and sorry about the mess, and all this fun stuff. Cold Feet come out, probably for There's No Try. He's probably going to want to Secret Plans, although I guess he doesn't need it until Coward is actually satisfied. But. Alright, so there's neighbor number 2. What's he got in his all spot? We know he's got Skywalkers. Alright, so Pistone defeats Brad Reinhold. Pistone. Sorry about the mess during the control phase. So I got all these fun control phase tricks like sorry about the mess and Neighborin and Disarmed. This is going to be a 4 with Alter. He needs to draw a 2 here, right? He's firing at Voss. Yeah, who's defense value 5? Yeah, he's going to get hit. There's a 5 for Lisa, so he's going away. So now Proxima's not going to add a Battle Destiny because she's not with two other aliens. Alright, we could do... Here comes Leia. Oh boy. Alright, so yeah, Skywalkers is... the Interrupt Skywalkers is definitely coming back out here. Oh boy. Alright, we got the gun, so that's going to take care of either Proxima or Bala. This is probably going to be the game. Because remember, the Gik is grabbed. He could conceivably have a second, but I'd be very shocked. And he could have the Force to pay for it. Tom plays the Weapon Lev Shields, which is good play. Although, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess it's just ability 4, right? Weapon Lev, you don't have to be a warrior to steal it. You can't use any weapon unless you... Well, I shouldn't say that either. Alright, so General Leia's retrieval is turned off. Here he's going to spend the 1. Is he going to go for the safe thing, or does he feel pretty confident he's got a 4? Yeah, so he's playing it safe and just making sure that he's going to get rid of somebody. Draws a 4. Would have gotten rid of Proxima. Because, yeah, I guess the upside, yeah, I mean, if you got to hit, whether you hit one or the other, it's just probably going to be a game-ending battle. So you just want to make sure you're hitting 1. So Balatico's lost. And this is now, she's 6, so we're looking at least 10 overflow. A lot more, because we're going to have 3 Battle Destiny here. Well, Skywalker's going to be recurred. Yep. Oh, no, he's going to swing. Oh, more, because the forfeit's going away. Duh. Definitely going away, because it's 2 lightsabers. Even if he dodges a bullet, we got a 6. Wow. So this is ugly. General Kenobi is a 2. Still plenty of Destiny to hit. Hit Lady Proxima. Excuse me. Alright, we're probably going to see a good game here. Swinging again, I guess he's just making sure. Maybe he knows that there's a low destiny here and he's going to try to get rid of it. Another 6, jeez. Insanely high destiny. Probably runs General Leia, General Kenobi are probably the lowest destinies in the deck, and they both can be pulled with Rebel Leadership. I guess Rey is probably the one, and Mace, and he's probably got a Jedi left too to boot. Alright, so now we're going to see Skywalkers get exchanged, and this is either going to be a ton of overflow and good game, or Brett's going to have a second kick, which would be pretty unexpected. Battle Destiny, we got a 5. He doesn't exchange for Skywalker. Did he exchange for something else and I missed it? Maybe he figures... I don't know what he figures. Maybe I missed it. He draws a 2. Alright, so hey Joe. Yeah, well, I mean, think about hopefully with the structure, with the Player of the Year points, available to people 1 to 4, cash 1 to 4. Conceivably everyone, even like 7-8 plays, is still kind of in striking distance going into Game 6. So hopefully people, I always, oh yeah, he's peeling here. So this is game. I always want people to play out events because, I totally get it. Sometimes if you feel like there's generally nothing to play for and you might have other things to do, but I always hope people stick around. Yeah. All right, so he's peeling. Eek. And now he's got board control. He's threatening 3 damage to 2. He's up 19 to 33. He's up 14, which is a lot, but I'm surprised it's not worse after 2 beats. I mean, do we think Tom's playing 3 neighbors? But regardless, I mean, the trajectory of the game right now is Tom's up 1. He still has a healthier hand. Yeah, the thing about that, I think I saw Tim Simon play the Coruscant CRV deck. It is CRV, right? Because I know Mcfarland was playing Coruscant SSA with the 7s too. But I think Tim was playing it. I mean, I don't think anybody does obviously successful time. It's like Tom's like Brainchild, but I don't know if it's one of those decks you just pick up and just dominate with, or it takes a good amount of time to get comfortable with. I'm sure like a good player like Joe can probably maybe play it a couple times and know exactly what to do. But it's an interesting deck because it floats zeros. It uses Choke Vader to choke Jedi with 7s, and it's got all sorts of wild stuff, which a lot of people are very, very familiar with because they probably have lost to it a couple times. But 4-alarm to cycle stuff, drop to cycle stuff. When you're drawing 7s that become 9s, your one character or one starship can really be strong. Alright, so out comes Kira, Darkside Kira, aka the death knell to Yavin 4 operations. And she gets a gun. So, said the round's only about 33 minutes old, I think, or so. So Brett's going to see what he can do here. See if he can chip into it. Now he could pay 6 to force 4, versus Tom paying 3 to do 3. So that's good for Brett, but Tom probably has like Mace in his hand. If he doesn't, he's probably going to Qui-Gon into it. If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard this because there was one time a long time ago that Tom was on Holotheater. And I think maybe Joe can answer me. When you played CCT at Worlds and you did really well, was that kind of yours? Was it talking with Tom? I feel like I heard that, but maybe I misheard it. But I know that's a deck that I lost to a ton of times. His CCT no flip with the tunneling IG88V. And he would just do similar things where he's just kind of finding all the pieces he needs. He'll draw up a lot, and he can be really aggressive, but he can also kind of squat and, force you to force the action. Yeah. All right, so Brett moves Maul over, draws a bunch of cards. He's got 8. He's got 9 cards face down. See if Tom throws that Mace here. If he throws Mace at Doctor Edith or even Akira, one or the other. Yeah, because Desai played a no flip CCT a couple years ago. I think Scott then. I think he was maybe the 18 NPC, and then Scott brought that. I remember to Worlds. Had a restraining bolt in it. Tons of high destiny. CCT no flip. But what killed that? Basically, CCT flip becoming good. All right, so Tom plays their tracking this. Yeah, I know you guys out in Seattle have been trying to. I know Worse offered to give him decks. I think he's in Eastern Washington. Maybe be neat to have him show up at a in real life event because I don't think he's ever played in one. But his gem track record is pretty insane. I mean, I looked it up once. I think I'm literally 2-32 against him or something. It's something insane. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Relatively Unprotected came out. That's right. That was a big thing. All right, so we got a third neighbor leads with a 0. So this is if I'm Brett here, I just concede because unless he's got a stunning leader or something, he's only Tom's only going to send Rey, not even Luke and Leia. So he probably has another character in his hand, like an Obi or a General Kenobi, or a Mace. I know he's just gonna mess him and then just pay 3 to drain 2, I guess. Huh. Interesting. I'm surprised he's not just going for the blowout battle here. Yeah. Alright, and he draws a 1 for second Weapon Destiny, so Dr. E's going to be hit, forfeit 0. Probably going to be, well, maybe not overflow. Because he can forfeit the gun, which covers 3. And he's got Maul helping him out. Wouldn't surprise me if Tom has a clash here, but I'm surprised he's doing all this and not. Maybe he's figuring, hey, I'll hold my character back in case something else happens, but this is probably the relatively safer route to go. I don't know. Yeah, that's cool, Joe. Yeah, I have to do a couple extra steps. I just copy paste from the Gemp log, but then I have to do a little bit of manipulation to it. But it would be ideal to just have it be a couple less steps. Yeah, I really think there's not a second Gick though. Although maybe because that's what a lot of people said. Hey, if you can't start slip sliding or you can't start mind tricks, people are just going to toss a second Gick, even if it's a non-V, to mitigate that. Especially because I know some players are playing 2 or 3 masterful moves. Bill played 3 masterful move combos against his buddy Shaw in the Gemp UC Top 16 because Greg is seemingly becoming a very common QMC player. We have a drain here at the reception area. Luke's lightsaber adding to the drain. And Brett's kind of running down here. Tom still has his Walkling, obviously. And we got an Alice Hellrot. Wow. Okay, all right, Brad Reinhold is dropping. So I will flip him from active to dropped in the software. Let's see. As we have an Ellis Hellrod. So Brad's going to be dropped. See if there's any other results. Yeah, we've got a few more results. So who's going out? And then Tom senses it. There is no tryout. He was trying to send Maul to the bar during Tom's turn? Tom's control phase? Interesting. What the heck's happening? Oh, he already paid the 3. Okay. Tom's going to toss the site, speak from use pile, and Maul's not going anywhere. We have a couple more results. We have Matthew Harrison Trainer won his 5th game. Let me mark that down. He defeated Ben Headland. Michael Mars and Olsen won, obviously because he's in the chat here. Olsen won. And I see Olsen won. Oh wait, Olsen defeats Smicky, yeah. Save. Let's see. Sorry about that. All right, so now that drain goes through from the bar. We have a Shizor from hand and Dengar with gun from hand. So I might bounce out of this. I mean, I can't imagine there's a way that Brett can come back from this. I know Dan is still streaming. And he's streaming, I think, Gate Table 3. Thanks for streaming. Kendall's done. Felt it a few times. Oh, apparently he Force Lightning a Jedi Master with a Tract 7, I'm guessing. Let's see. That does not sound like fun. So if he doesn't choke your Jedi, you can then just zap him with a Force Lightning. So Dan's doing Taco Bell's game. Alright, Brett activates upon should maybe we'll drop into another game. Dan is on yeah, alright, so got my buddy James here. Alright, so I'll give this like one more minute, then pop somewhere else. But alright, so I won't do the wait, Dan is MHT Stone. MHT already won. Would they have a repeat? Hold on. No, MHT had Ben Headland. What are you saying, James? You're confusing me. Alright, a few more cards lost. This is You'll Be Dead. Out comes Aura with gun, Rebel Barrier. Yeah, that's bad news. Alright, see, I'm going to bounce out of this. Let's see what else is going on. Because that would be pretty... Wow, we got a lot of games still going. So 3, which makes sense. So Taco Bell covered. This one's about done. Matt's playing 7s. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of Watch Your Step on stream today. Shadow Collective we just saw. Hyperdrive's always fun. Let's look at this one. We'll pop here. Oh. He's streaming no reply now, and yeah, Taco. Alright. Maybe he popped in. He's been popping in and out. I drew the wrong table. This is... Let's see, let's take a look here. Looks like David's up a couple on Life Force. EPP Han, alright. First thing when I think of when I see EPP Han and Watch Your Step, I think of Worf's beat down Watch Your Steps with like frozen assets and Chewie Enraged and stuff like that. Could see the new Outrider. Alright, so he's got a Super Emperor shuttle at Kessel. We got... Yeah, that was the rumor that, you know, she'd be deploy 9 in this deck, but if you deploy 10, if you I know into her +8, +6, right? Yeah, she'd be 10 total. So this looks similar to like Eric's Walker deck. No Karita though, but he's got Bursk and Narthax. Alright. Darkside's move phase. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like Matt Thornton is gonna get damage through here at the Cantina. Looks like okay, now he's turned on resistance. That's just gonna be 2. Those are Scout 1 moves. Okay, let's pop out of this. This looks like it might be a little grindy. The other game's kind of close. This one's still going. This one's about done. Watto's about to lose to Hitko. Let's look Shadow Collective versus Hyperdrive. Alright, so, oh, we got the new Mace. Hanging out at the junkyard. Good with clones. Steven Squirrellock here. He's got Mace, or Qui-Gon here. Serene Qui-Gon threatening a drain of 2. Got a drain of 2 plus a ping from credits here. We're flipped. About pretty even in Life Force, pretty even in hand. What is this thing? Black Sun Blaster. Okay, makes sense. Slave 1 in Special Edition Jabba. Okay. And you cannot hide forever. Which I guess he can toss for like Rendilli or... No, not Rendilli. I'm thinking of the combo. Right. Just check if there's any other results. No more results. So yeah, so Tom's going to be the only 5-0. He could conceivably flip with Brett. He could play MHT again. He would be dark versus MHT's light. Yeah, that's possible. Might be a win and possible for MHT to leap Tom then, maybe? It would come down to SOS. They both have one loss. Might be tough because Tom will have Joe's strength of schedule working for him. And MHT would have played Tom twice. So that'd be really good for SOS. All right, Rick and Queen's Royal Starship. Let's see, so what's the plan here? So Squirrelic already did his damage. Probably not gonna I'll just drain a 2, drain a 1, ping 2. He doesn't have to pay for drains. That's interesting. I don't often see a Slave 1, and maybe Shadow Collective does need to do stuff like this, like play a slightly more credible space package, since it's been knocked down a little bit. But not a lot of like light decks that are going to give you a system to hang out with. Like No Idea and OA are going to definitely always have stronger space than Shadow Collective. There's just no way. I got a Jedi Lightsaber toss from hand for the drain. We're going to drain a 2 here. I think Hyperdrive probably wants to battle here to start retrieving some cards. Serene Jedi with Meditation and a Lightsaber is pretty tanky. Two Force to You'll Be Dead. Saj Ventures comes out. We need more than that to take out Qui-Gon. Although maybe he's got a couple good destinies lined up, and with only one card in hand, what are the odds that Squirrellock has a Blaster Deflection or like a Wisa? Why not a Wisa? Rook's gonna peek, so now we can line up a couple cards. Alright. Got battle here. Let's see if Asajj is going to be able to hit. She's drawn, so no Blaster Deflection. We got a 4, which is what he knew was there because of Rook. And the second card is a 5. So that's going to hit. And tanky Serene Jedi is not going to be around much longer. And he's not going to be able to reduce the forfeit because Jedi Lightsaber V does not reduce forfeit. Draws a 5. So Asajj is going to get hit, but this is kind of moot. Let's see, we got some more results. Struther defeats Bailey formally. Kind of thought that's where that was going. Tom Struther. Dixon defeats Boyd. M. Caruli defeats AJ. M. Caruli. And Dixon defeats Boyd. We got that one. So it looks like there's 4 games still going. Okay. I think I did a sticker book token. What did I do? Luke's Bionic Hand, in case anyone's tuning in and didn't hear that. Luke's Bionic Hand V. Want to be, or no, it's not. It doesn't have a V because it is it's a virtual card. C slip. I might have to pop out for a minute. All right, so got a 1 Battle Destiny. Qui-Gon draws a 4. He's going to be able to retrieve a force here with the objective. You have to pay 1 because of secret plans. Big time disparity, about 10 minutes, but yeah, this will be interesting because now Dark's going to be threatening. What did we say, 5, and Light's threatening 3. Not sure if there's going to be kind of a stalemate in space. I feel like Dark is probably in good shape there. In fact, they're probably going to battle this turn. This adds a Battle Destiny though, right? On the flip side, or is we need a new one? Yeah, adds Battle Destiny. So this is getting 2. Is Woof on here? No, it's Boba Fett, Jango, and Dryden. So even a pilot, yeah. I should stop clicking on all this stuff. All right, so oh, that's right. So Serene Jedi is adding 4 to the Battle Destiny. So there's a couple overflow here. So Justin's gonna owe 2 force to battle damage. All right, hold on, guys. I gotta pop out. I'll be right back. Like a minute or 2, maybe 3. Be right back. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so looks like I got a couple more results coming in here. Serene Jedi's back. Karuli defeats Atom, we know that already. Ben Headland lost. I think we get that too, yep. Okay. Joe 1, MHT 1. Snow Curly Cruiser Mcfarland. Okay. Alright, looks like we got. Hold on here. I think Bill just told me he's dropping, but is that game still going? Looks like the game. Looks like John Mcfarland wins. Yeah, I already had that. Yep. Came in fast. Alright, so there's 2 left. I think. Who's on what? I should probably pull up the multi-twitch. Alright, so yeah, so Dan's still going. He's doing Watch Your Step. Alright, so we'll hop back in the Hyperdrive one. 2 games left. Alright, so we're going to battle here on Lightside's turn. They're going to retrieve 1, giving the Battle Destiny drawn of a 7, which is going to take out the Shizor and the gun. Second Battle Destiny? Gonna be a 5? Okay. Total Battle Destiny 12. Serene Jedi is gonna clear the site. Crimson Blaster's getting forfeited. And Serene Jedi is going to stay there. Meditation goes lost. Dark's now threatening 2 damage. Light's threatening 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got Dash Rendar up in space, which is good against Dryden because he can do the draw and subtract move, being a gangster. You could also do it with Balatique. May move as a react in battle with Lebo or opponent's gangster, EPP, or maintenance card. So, 12, 17. This looks like it still could be either player's game. I think Joker King beat Taco Bell, but I'm not seeing any result come through. I mean, Dan had that on stream if anyone else was watching it. You'll Be Dead pings for 1. Alright, we're at 10:08 Eastern. We got 1 more game to go in the event. Looks like this is one of the last game or 2 of the game here, game 5. So we'll do game 6 pretty soon. Should be some interesting dynamics there on seeing who's going to fit into the top 4 and who's going to win the overall, although it seems like it's very, very likely going to be Tom, but might be a chance someone's plays spoiler. I guess it would, yeah, he could play MHT, or he can't play Joker King, who's 4-1. He can't play Joe because Joe said that was the matchup. The chance he plays David Woods, who could be 4-1, but that's it. So what did I say? David Woods, MHT, or he could flip and play Brett again. Yeah. The 3 different people he's going to possibly play. Jodo Cast with a Crimson Dawn Blaster, Aura. Justin's going to go big or go home here. Recirculate. He gets 2 Destiny draws if he fires at Mace. Only 1 card in Squirlock's hand. He's also got the benefit of Rook to help him line up a good Destiny here. Maybe he's got hidden weapons in a 6-card hand. Oh no, he just moves Kira. Okay. So he's going to block that. 3 damage there. And pass the Terran down. So they're dead even when you add up everything. Both at 17. Nope. Now he's going to go pull ahead by 1. Does Darkside. Timer's, Justin's down to 9.5 minutes. He's 12 minutes less than Squirlock, but might not be an issue. Alright, we got results. So hole 1, Struther sent his results. Alright. So Taco Bill went 3-0, 3-2. He's going to drop, unfortunately. Edit player. Drop. We had Brad Reinhold, Andy. Let's see. We're going to have an even number going this last game. Assuming no more drops. Disarmed on Mace. That's big. Alright, we got Jedi Lev to retrieve a non-maintenance card. Hey, Joker King. Yeah, and I know with Bill had I think something else going on too, so trying to balance it. I know a couple other players had that. I think I know Drew was trying to kind of thread the needle and do both, but this is why I'm, kind of paranoid and I want to try to make this run as efficiently as possible. Hence, like the 40 minutes, not only just for GAMP server potentially mitigation, but also, no one, especially in April 30th, where the weather's getting pretty nice in a lot of places, who wants to sit inside on a Saturday for 10 hours? So hopefully if we can make it like 8, it's a little better. And hopefully make it as predictable and able to be worked around as possible. That's where, I think we try to do this. This is pretty commonplace now of like, okay, this game's starting now. Next game will start at the earliest at this time. It's like 75 minutes out. So then if your game finishes in 20 minutes, you can go do something for 50 minutes. And like you do a lot of things there. You can take the dog for a walk. You can do whatever and not have to worry about, I gotta keep checking my, some of these games look like they're about to finish, but I'm not sure exactly when they're going to finish. Let me keep checking. So we kind of do this thing of like, our next game's going to fire no earlier than here, so that everyone can kind of try to balance the different things. So we have a space battle. Yeah, they canceled the Frozen game 1, lag in round 2, and then in that same game 1, we had the AOBS bug appeared. So it's a pretty rocky start to have two of basically the three hiccups. I think other than that, it's been very smooth. Ooh, OG Qui-Gon's lightsaber. I feel like when I see that, I always see the AI. Alright, so that's not good for square locked, only draw one. Ship's immune, less than 5. Because Django's on it. Jedi Lev's going back into the hand. Code clearance is not out. I'm guessing Justin is probably shield busted. Although, you usually see a Cold Feet V in Shadow Collective. Alright, 10-14. Subtract 1. So, looks like Darkside's, well, they're going to get overpowered a little bit, right? Attrition from the cruiser. Acclimators adds 1 for each piloted Republic starship, so that's 2. I always think of Emil with these acclimators because he played some like Tatooine CRV deck or CPV deck several years ago, Worlds, and it had a couple of these, and I feel like I've never seen this card played otherwise. Yeah, maybe we'll see it in a hyperdrive here and there, but disarmed is a 5, so it looks like light is going to have to lose something. Although no way, we have the dash withdraw, the dash reduce. So yeah, so Justin or Darkseid is going to owe some battle damage here. Maybe a lot. No, it looks like 6. No, 7. So that's, a character plus. I don't think he's going to want to lose 2. 7. Django's forfeit 6. So what does he lose? Maybe like Bala in 2? Dryden Boss is forfeits. Oh, forfeit 6. Is he piloting? He adds nothing to the ship. So he's going to lose Django. Uploads Boba. Nice. That's good for Justin going into his turn. So now he's going to get extra battle destiny. That's interesting because now he's going to get 2 destiny. He's going to still have to break through dashes, subtract. Right? Yeah, because Dryden's still there. Dryden's being a liability now, really, because he's not even adding anything to power. So Justin's going to need like two battles, really. He's at 6 minutes 40 seconds left. 9 to 15, plus 5 and 2 in hand. Still pretty close. Guta Solo goes from hand for the battle damage. Serene Jedi moves over. Din Djarin's there. Justin's going to have a hard time breaking through that 5-character crew at Wada's Junkyard. He's got a couple guns, maybe hidden weapons, but you can't really concede that sight because that's 3 damage. But maybe, so he's got Boba Fett, maybe some fodder he can do. And just try to, if he kicks him out of space, that's pretty big. Because then he can probably then just disperse on Tatooine and rely on draining for 2. Because this is Force Drain -1 if he's got 2 clones on table. But right now we only have 1 clone, right? We have a drain of 1. But Justin's going to have to play fast here. Because I think he's probably going to win this. But he can't lose on time. Alright, I have some extra AI foils I can give away. Let me just think of a random trivia question. AI foils. Oh, someone brought this up. I know what it'll do. Alright, so name. Here, I'll type it out. And then I'll read it. So, advantage. We'll do maybe the first person to get it. We'll allocate some prizes. So name a virtual objective whose underlying card is a decipher objective. Maybe we'll do 2. Game 5 result. Brenderlin loses. That was the one other game. David Woods wins. All male. Game 5 result. Lost to David Woods. Okay. Alright, I want to confirm that. Alright, we'll do, looks like we got Joker King, and we'll do Wayne too. Our good buddy Kevin, the prize factory. Always good that he makes extras, so we can, get them to people for different things. It's always most straightforward to get it for what it's announced for, but we also want to not make things overly exclusive too. So that's like with Endor, for example, they had those cool ray foils, but if you were watching the streams, paying attention, engaging, you had some opportunities to win that as well. So if you can't get on a flight, you could still win some stuff. All right, so Wayne and Joker King get AI foil. Sorry, I'm kind of, what's going on in this game? We got Space Battle, Maul, Destiny 6, Total Battle Destiny 9. Woof. It's going to get subtracted by Dash, but he better draw a 4 or higher, or he's going to have to lose the ship for the Dash Destiny. Yeah, I think all those are right. Let's see. Yeah, Rops, Legend, Huntdown V. ASM has Invasion under it, Hyperdrive. Yeah, Legend has Mind What You Have Learned. Verge has? Rest of the Princess does. What's underneath Verge, Chris Kelly? I think you're wrong. Isn't it, it's not Set Your Course, is it? Bright Center of the Universe. That's not an objective. Alright, he's going to be able to retrieve here. Let's see. So this is the last game of the round. Let me save here. We still got this one. So yeah, so David, so going to this last round as a recap here, we're going to have 1-5-0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4-1s. So yeah, was that 6 people within striking distance of top 4 at least? Maybe there's a slight chance a 3 and 2 can go 4 and 2. Probably not. That might be tough. But all right, Dash is going to do the subtract. If he draws low here, that's bad. He draws a 4, so he has just enough to just lose Dash. But if he does not have a pilot somewhere, he's going to be in big trouble. I think did he Jedi Lev Anakin? Yeah, so he's got Anakin in his hand. He's got 15 cards face down. He could throw Anakin up and do the added Destiny, right? Will that work? Anakin Jedi Knight, while armed with a lightsaber during battle, may lose 2 force. So he could throw him down, try to draw 2, but I mean, what's the best case scenario? He gets rid of 2 of these, and this thing has no immunity. Oh, it does have immunity. Okay. So maybe. All right, we're going to turn 8 for light side. He's going to do the we're leaving action to put 2 in the lost pile to retrieve a card. Ooh, Git got stacked? That must have been like a face down stack. I can't imagine throwing away Git intentionally, but that would be a card that I'd be very concerned to lose and not be 100% sure I lost it. As I'm tracking, he can top deck the 7 to Anakin. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, so secret plans. Oh, he can't get the retrieval. Yeah, good call. I see it. That Joker King said. Yeah, some people, a lot of people. This game's tough. There's always so many things in motion to keep track of. Even on Jump or in person. I remember at Worlds this year. I was playing against Tom Hayden. I had a voyeur, and I'm like staring at the cards going to his use pile, and I'm like, all right. Oh, that's the interrupt I'm going to name when I play voyeur at the end of this turn. And then like 2 phases later, I'm like, I'm going to play voyeur. And I just completely blanked. That was like game 6 of 8. And I was like, I had no idea what interrupt I was going to name. There's just This is what happens to Jump, I think, too. Sometimes it just has so many things it's got to keep track of that that's where we get these like infinite loops. I think the term is that the developers use, that it's just like an automatic modifiers going all over the place and breaking the rules of the game basically, or inventing characteristics the way like Agents does or ISB does. And I guess it's just like a memory overflow. But Justin, so this is gonna be interesting because he's only got 3 minutes left. We gotta verify here. Anakin's out piloting. Clock will come into play, yes. This is the last game. I think he had all these results right. I'll double check them. Does the Jedi business. Just take a look at the 4 cards in his reserve. If he doesn't have at least like 3 good Destiny, this could be rough. Oh, I get the ground battle. Nice, yeah. So he's got 3 battle Destiny because Rex and Din each add 1. Rex is going to fire at Aura. So yeah, alright, so this looks like it's just going to be a stall thing in space. Just to try to keep holding battle plan and keep blocking that drain as much as possible, as long as possible. He's going to be able to retrieve here with his battle Destiny. Is it every time or is it once per turn? It's every time, isn't it? Whenever you complete a non-substitute battle Destiny draw, it may retrieve 1 force. Yeah, that's more than once per turn, yeah. So alright, so you can get 2 back here. And then you can just leave Anakin out to dry just to block it. I mean, if he's going to accumulate some retrieval here, he can afford to pay 3 to get 3 damage through Wada's Junkyard and just about match Justin. It's going to be close. But yeah, and actually, because it's going to be close, I think the time is going to undo Justin, unfortunately. Who is one of our, what's the phrase? Unsung heroes? Well, on the developer team. Those guys are just do incredible work, especially with like playtesting, like Adam and Jeremy and Justin. I think Apollyon's on there. There's a lot of other guys too that help with the developing new cards, because I know nothing about that stuff, but it does not seem like an easy thing to do, given how complicated this game is. Drawing 2 Destiny. Oh, so he drew the... What's he saying? That he basically fired with Rex and drew 2 instead of... And now he's going to lose a battle Destiny because of it. Or is... Alright, so... Justin hits Serene Jedi with Aura. We got a flip here. Every Destiny, every time it's multiple, more people play Hyperdrive. Yeah, the problem with Hyperdrive is like you just have this vulnerable exterior site that if you lose it, you basically lose the game. And plus you have like Outskirts and Mos Espa, which are often your 2 sites because Jedi Business has some synergy, could just become such liabilities. And then you get something like ISB or, you know, Black Sun's got Undercover Spies. Like, every turn that goes by that they don't get a drain through at the credits. I mean, obviously there's ways to counteract Undercover Spies, but... and there's also a lot of decks that hinge on, like, holding a location. But they're clearly not the most flexible decks, so... Like Prophet or, like, CCTs and Court, like... If you basically lose a location, you lose the game. That's a tough tightrope to walk. Yeah, Map, ISB, I feel like you can hunt down, like... Any deck that can Court can just keep throwing characters at the Junkyard. In the right matchup, yeah. Alright, so we get... Oh, I lost my cursor here. Let's see, we got a Force Retrieval. Yeah, Justin's under a minute now. Squirrellock's at 16. I mean, this is the thing. As I think came up in conversation with Joe, like, time is a constraint of this game. So if you're using more time to kind of think through your decisions, that's, and your opponent's kind of, either they're going fast because they're either making that trade-off of not thinking quite as much on certain plays, or they're just really adept and can make decisions faster because they're part of the economics of the game here. Which is why one of the considerations of, you don't want to play like a new deck for a big event, that type of stuff. Alright, so we got Destiny 6 for Battle Destiny. Another 3. That's 9. So it'll be 19. Is it overflow? 6, 11, 14? Yeah, I think there's going to be overflow here, right? So no more cards in reserve deck. 15. I think they cover 3, 6, 9, 14. He's got a stack. And he's got to take one more overflow. So yeah, Justin's down to 16 seconds. So I think Justin's going to time out here. And I don't know. I think if this is played out, I think Steven might be able to pull it out. Just because now he's going to have... Oh no, he lost the lightsaber. Huh. Maybe not. I mean, he's probably going to lose space eventually. Yeah, that's a shame because maybe it goes towards Justin's way. But alright, so I'll enter the result here. So everyone who's in the group, get ready for the next pairing. So Squirrellock wins. Chad, Mcfarland, Kruger, Crowley. I don't think I have any more drops, right? Let me do a check. Oh. Alright, so I just want to make sure there's no... Because last time I ran the matchups, I'm like very quickly after... Alright, if you are playing this event, get out of the stream. Can't watch the stream while you're playing. Here comes a Curly Rage quit for losing them. Alright, ran out of time. Let's get back. Everything's done. Alright, here we go. Generate matchups. Generate next game. Alright, let me grab these. We had 2 players drop, so that's good. That we have no buy. Alright, so Tom's going to be playing MHT. Joe's playing David Woods. Let me post these. Post on the forum. So everyone can fire when ready. Alright, game 3. The standings come out really ugly, so what I'm going to do is just post here. Remember, if you're in Group B and still playing, please hop out of the stream. I did the wrong thing. Tom or Dan and I. Dan, you still going? Are we going to do? Let me text Dan. Alright, so I think it's just Dan and me still streaming. Let's see, what was I just going to do? The standings. Sorry, so... I'll just do this here. Okay. Maybe I'll grab table 2. Joe and David, Chris and Brett. So we got 2, 4, and 1 matchups. Table 2 and 3. I guess I'll start with Joe. And then maybe we'll do Joker King's playing map. Brett's playing, I think, what is Brett's light side? I should know. for the sake of the stream, let me hop in here. I'll hop into David and Joe. Oh, we got AOBS and no idea. I like this. All right, so James is casting as well, it sounds like. Let me just get this started. So we got no idea versus Black Sun, pretty standard on all fronts. Let's see. For Palpatine to the square, no Professor, no Goldenrod shield. Oh, beautiful. Let's do this. All right, so these are the top 3 tables. Let me close this now that no. 6. 20 people to the finish line here. All right, here comes the truly rage good. Okay, all right, hey everybody. So we are doing game 6 here, and then I got all that administrative stuff out of the way. Got Joe playing Black Sun versus David Woods playing No Idea. I think this matchup's usually pretty tight. I think Black Sun's a little favored. Especially I feel like I've seen a trend of No Idea going to like one Luke. And if Luke just never shows up, that's a huge problem for No Idea. Black Sun's always got a couple spies. They can threaten that war room. I think the best thing, No Idea can just throw Tanib at the system really quickly. Their space is definitely going to be stronger. And with Phaline's Fist not having any hyperspeed, and No Idea has the Falcon, which can go back and forth between 7 and 0. That's helpful. None of the Black Sun ships are going to be able to make that jump. And if Black Sun has to pay for drains, and if Luke is out, right, that's really bad for Black Sun. But that's the path to victory, I think, for No Idea, is just kind of dominate space and find a way to keep Luke on the table, which is usually like bury him in a stack. But Darkseid can just kind of like kamikaze like P59 into Luke. Luke, No Idea was errata several sets ago, so that you can't protect the rebels. You can only protect the rebel spies. So characters like Hera and Luke. So Joe must have activated the Vigo. Looks like he drew up to dig for it, because otherwise you would see the Vigo out and you'd have the locations out. So that's not good for Joe. Or he activated like Caesar's Palace too. So even if he got the Vigo, although maybe he's taking that approach of there's no point in dropping the Vigo if you can't do the Caesar's Palace. So you might as well just draw. But maybe he activated both. Who knows? So if anyone's wondering, deck lists are going to be posted pretty quickly. We're going to do... Actually, let me do a sanity check here. Yeah, so we're going to post all the list, even the Final Confrontation people, just because it's full transparency. That way they're going to be able to change up to 5 cards for the Final Confrontation, but we just don't want to play that game of like, oh, part of the stream was on this player more than the other, and their deck is a little more certain, and we didn't want to mandate people to play the exact same deck, but we also didn't want to get into all these mind games of you could pick whatever deck you want, and then it just can kind of become like a, what do they call it, mind game. That's what it is. It's just mind games. You don't want to lose. You don't want to have a Final Confrontation dictated by just pick the right matchup and gamble. You'd rather, okay, play something similar. You guys can change a few cards just so there's some element of suspense. All right, so the beach comes out. Home on Docking Bay comes out. Because the other thing is not only if no idea has to put Luke on the ground to satisfy Black Sun, then they don't usually they're not going to get the other retrieval from Luke, which is pretty critical because no idea puts a lot of cards on the table. So being able to retrieve a bunch is very helpful. This, I should know this. Luke is out of battle, I'll tell you. So you can hide Luke inside like blue. The blue 11 is pretty easy to hit because again it can't be protected. But like, all right, so this is a good play from David. That's what you want to do. You want to put Tanev here. You could have Luke like piling like blue 11. He could retrieve because his game text is just piling out of battleground. It doesn't work in like a landed Rogue One. I remember that came up once because I think when ships are landed, their pilot's game text doesn't apply or something like that. They're not considered. Yeah, that's right. Landed starships are not considered to be piloted. That's what the rule is in the dictionary. All right, so Joe goes to his turn 2, activates 10. David's got the cool AI Tanev. Some people probably have the Japanese version of this from Reflections 4-packs. Looks like it's over Tatooine there, just like A New Hope. So, alright, so Joe drops Usurer's Palace from hand. Then he's going to go look for a site. This is the one matchup, like, kind of how things, like, let's say you activate the square, or you open hand the square, and, like, your turn 1, you actually are able to get all 3 of your Usurer's Palace sites out. I don't think it's crazy to think about just tossing a square, because that can become such a pain in the butt to defend late game against No Idea, who not only has a bunch of spies they can throw at it, but they also have the ability to shuttle up and down from capital ships at the Coruscant system. So Joe's going to go with Ellison Hinthra to the system here. I wonder if he's going to just try to contest in battle right off the bat, because I think what's going through Joe's mind, at least what will go through my mind, is if I don't attack it now, he's going to keep throwing more ships and dudes onto it, and he's just never going to be able to win or secure Coruscant. So maybe he figures this is his opportunity. But he's going to need to not only get Banis out, and now he's only got 2 force left. He's going to draw a card. Oh, interesting. He probably has a barrier. I'm guessing he has a barrier for like another ship, but David's going to have 14 force. He can download a ship from reserve. He's got 7 cards in hand. So if he has like 1 ship in hand and like 1 ship he downloads, that's not good. He's going to have a lot more power too. But no, this looks like a spicy start here. Alright, Joe plays Fanfare. Still in his deploy phase. Shelly Afra to the War Room. That's good for Joe for free. Still has 2 force to work with, so he definitely has a Shizor's bounty, or is going to. He's going to move Shizor over. He's going to wipe. He has to have a barrier. Or maybe he doesn't. Because he's putting Dero on. Huh. That's an interesting play. He's going to get the attrition +2. Very unlikely Luke's going to the ground this turn. Joe's got a healthy 10-card hand, plus he can use shadows to pick up a couple cards, possibly, mid-turn. Now he flips, Emperor's stuck there because he has no more force left, so Emperor might be chilling at the square for a while. Maybe not the worst thing, given what I said before about how that can become a liability. And he's obviously going to have Force Lightning in his hand or access to it. So, maybe David's going to have to like genuinely attack him with like 3 guys. If he comes down with 2, one can get zapped pretty easily. And then he can't draw Destiny and can't really battle, therefore. Joe's going to throw a card down. We haven't seen him pull Force Lightning yet. Maybe he open-handed it. Maybe he pulled it and I didn't notice. Very possible. David's going to look for Dakime, but whiff on that. So he only has 1 of his 1-0s. Has no idea. He's been generally playing 3 of them. Hoff, M1, and Profundity. So either he's got 1 or 2 in his hand and was just verifying, or he activated 2 out of the 2 remaining. Out of that 14 card force pile. 1044. So yeah, so it looks like we're going to be finishing up around 8 hours, which was kind of my goal. Definitely did not want it to be like 10. The first heat ended up being closer to 9. We got Bright Hope and Torn Fars. This is really good for David, because now he's going to be able to do the subtract. He's going to add 2 to his Battle Destiny because of Torn Far. He's going to... she's not a leader. But David's still got 9 more force to work with. He could very well. The Bright Hope, come from reserve, yeah. With this awesome image. This card's so cool. So David's definitely going to battle here. He could play Simple Tricks then. Well, he's not going to kick... Very unlikely he kicks Joe completely out, but he could probably get rid of both those pilots. They would cover 9. Kind of think of it's like, let's even assume he draws like a 2. For the Bright Hope Destiny, he's getting +2 for Torn, so it's almost like he's like 14-7. So Joe's gonna have to make up a bunch of power to not, be peeling or via his Battle Destiny. What is this while you control? So here's the deal: if Joe loses both of these agents, this is no longer a battleground. Oh no, I take that back. Tan of Ads. Duh. Tan of Ads, so this game text is kind of moot. So we have a flip here. Chirrut and Pow both go to the beach. Melshi's going to pick this up, run over. That's going to leave 2 more force left. He's going to be threatening 3 damage at the beach, but this kind of tells me he's not going to battle at the system. He's going to move Melshi over, so he's going to go back to his 0 side. So then he can download. Oh, he is battling. Uh-oh. Huh. Yeah, actually, yeah, that makes sense. So he battles here. Then he's going to move Melshi over and probably save the force. So Battle Destiny's at 2. It's going to become a 4. This thing's immune less than 5. So Joe's not technically going to have to lose anything. He draws a 3, so it's 10, so he's down 4. Here comes the Bright Hope Destiny. Draws a 2, which is a spy, which means he can retrieve. So Joe's probably going to maybe lose one of these characters. And then maybe peel a couple. Which means that he's going to be able to get this drain at 2 throughout the war room for free. He's going to be able to drain here for 1 for free. And he's going to ping 1 as well. So 4 damage scheduled for David here. And it looks like Joe's going to lose a guy and then 1 or 2. Jerome Webb goes lost. Let's see, Joe's debating on who he'd lose. Duro adds 2, right? Bannis adds 2 or 3. He adds 3. She tosses Bannis and then lost an Emperor from hand first. Stardust goes to Melshi. He's going to move over, but now he's going to have nothing saved, which might be okay. But Joe's activating 15 with a 9-card hand. So clearly he doesn't have a barrier he can use then. And Joe's going to use Wipe to draw a card, go up to 10. So he'll have 15 to work with. Joe's going to use Vengeance of the Dark Prince to put a card down, see what's in his force pile. If he can locate like Zuckuss right now, that'd be big, because then this Battle Destiny is going to be 0, because these are 2, 2, and 2. So Zuckuss would be big. Or if he has like a Force Push or a Tarkin's Bounty, he could find them. And he could get rid of a ship or a character. Probably has a pilot in his 9-card hand too to throw on for some more power, but we shall see. Alright, so Joe's looking at his force pile still. Still looking, probably something at a not ideal number down. So he's got to figure out the order of I deploy this, then I draw, then I deploy this. Alright, so he drains for 2, Kraken, and the Admiral's Order taking them with us. Off the top, another drain at Cheeseworth's Palace. We're going to have the ping to the objective. So that's the other thing with this. So David's got only 4 cards in his hand. I'm also guessing he probably has no idea where Luke is. So Joe's going to be getting this damage through. A really good character in this matchup for no idea is Baze. Because he can shoot Shizor pretty easily. But that's definitely the character you probably want to throw Shizor's Bounty on, but there's a lot of times where Black Sun, or no idea, can just throw like Baze and Cassian, and he's Kraken would be a good character too, like all those characters. You get an extra Destiny, you cancel Destiny, and you kind of can break through, if you're able to break through like the barrier and the Shizor's Bounty, you can get rid of Shizor and set them back. Out comes Mara. Jade with lightsaber to the beach. R Sing, so we got 2 guns. 2 weapons, I should say. David's not going to be able to cancel either because he's still on his 0 side. Here comes Mitt to pilot, so that's some extra power to buy him a turn. Wonder what the card that Joe Tarkin's bountied for, but I'd still venture that he probably has a barrier for like a ship. And he's just trying to stall. And in fact, in a way, he's like stalling and buying time to just keep hanging on to a presence in space so he doesn't. So he satisfies battle. Oh, neither player has battle plan out. Because it makes sense. Neither player is off of it, so. But obviously, either player is likely to be able to play it, so. Alright, so Joe's going to peek at the top 5 cards with the 7 side, so he knows exactly what's where. He's going to have like 3 weapons. I guess he didn't like that, so he He does Emperor to shuffle it up. So a lot of times where I wish I didn't do my Force Lightning pull. I wish I had a shuffle mechanism because there's really none besides Emperor that you can play during your battle phase. Even like Fanfare V, which can do that. You pull early and actually use it for an immediate effect as opposed to the technique that a lot of people do. And you really need a shuffle. You burn a shield for it. Alright, so we battle at the beach. Darkside's firing 2 guns. Pow, no one's out of play yet, right? Yeah, Lysa doesn't have anybody out of play. So he's power +1 with Melshi, so he's +1 with the beach. During battle may add 1 number of spies out of play. No spies out of play. David probably would really not mind losing Pow to kind of get some more cards in his hand so he can have a little more punch on his turn. Here comes Mara's going to swing at Pow. Sabotage comes out. He's only defense value 2. That's pretty big to stop a EPP from targeting a spy. That's a good card to help protect Luke, but it only works on EPPs. So that was the Mara. Then he draws a 0. Joe's probably kicking himself, right? Why isn't that card out yet? Thought I should leave it there. How does he know it was there? Was there a peek or something? Oh yeah, he peeked with Cheer It at the beginning of the battle. Okay. Oof. Yeah, so Joe didn't like what he saw, shuffled. And then, alright, so we get a 4 battle destiny. So he's going to get rid of 1 character. And if you're David, you definitely lose Pow, I think. Because then you get to draw 3 more cards, which hopefully is just what you kind of need. But he's not going to cover because he's only forfeit 5, right? Oh, yeah. Melshi would cover. So he's probably going to lose Melshi. Melshi can upload a trooper, so that's helpful. Maybe Cephala or the Endo Commando team or Ensign Chad. Hills, Matt Wadden's player card. Let's see what trooper he uploads. Alright, Logan. Pythig loses. Couple of results coming in. Escape pod, we're doomed off the top to the shadows. Ping towards right at the end of Joe's turn. So they uploaded the commando team. Just leaving Mara there, which either he's got a barrier or a Gick or both. Cause what David could do is just throw anyone at the vault, flip. No, I take that back. They got to control, right? Yeah, that's not going to work. So David's going to have a hard time flipping. Which would give a power bonus. Power +1, right? All spies with Stardust. Which that can really blow up your power here at the beach pretty quickly, but he's not. It's going to be tough for him to have enough. He needs a ship then, he needs a character, and then he probably needs more force to drop the commando team and maybe somebody else. Yeah, the commando team will probably be pretty good. But you're talking 3 out of the 4 cards then already of his hand that he's going to have to... We're betting are all nouns. Let's see. Alright, so let's see what David does here. Again, both these players are 4-1. Plenty to play for here because the player of the year points stagger between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. There's also cash prizes from 1st to 4th, which range from 200 to 50. So, would think both these players can, definitely are trying very hard to win. Yeah, some of the players, unfortunately, if you're a little further down the standings, there's not as as many tangent or tangible things to play for, but and to be honest, oh, here comes Profundity. Alright, so that's only 2 force for, what, 6 more power? But he's still got 12 force to work with. Profundity for reserve deck. No idea, I feel like, is a deck that you very easily can just start getting hand-starved. Because it doesn't get, like, the activation going very quickly. I wonder if Joe is consciously not putting out that third Shizor's Bounty, or Shizor's Palace site. We'll see, I guess, next turn, because he'll probably be able to deploy it if he wants. Alright, Commando team to the beach. David's still thinking. Got a lot of power for Mara. Mara kind of has to swing at the Commando team because no one else can have their forfeit reduced unless he's hit. So if Mara swings at somebody else, it's probably the only person they're going. She's going to get rid of. I mean, unless she draws I guess a 5 would turn into a 6 attrition because of the objective, which would either make him lose the Commando team or both POW and Chirrut, which seems unlikely. Cassian. Kind of surprised Cassian there. Well, if you put Cassian at the beach, you're definitely going to force out a Gick. There's no leader here either, right? He can't use... So Joe's like, alright, either I don't have a barrier, or the barrier's not going to move the needle here when he only has 4 force left. But, this is not good from a space perspective, because now you're talking Torn's out there, so you're basically up 10, plus your Destiny, plus your Bright Hope, subtraction. And you're going to and obviously you're going to cancel Joe's, so David, so he's going to battle in space here. What was I doing? I think I was doing it wrong. 19. Torn's effectively adding 2, so that means they're up 9. Plus whatever you want to assume Bright Hope's going to subtract. 2, 3, 4. There, Joe doesn't seem to have any tricks. Obviously he doesn't have like a couple force for Greedo or something like that. Alright, so Lightmaker is drawn for Battle Destiny. That's going to be a 4. Joe's technically immune, but he's going to have to lose somebody. There's just going to be too much of a power difference. He draws that 1. And he drew that 1 in a crucial moment against Tom, I think, too. And then I think Tom got a beat down against somebody. Or maybe it was against I think it was against Joker King. Yeah, I think it was against Joker King because he was able to get like 4 overflow through on Mara. What was that game, like 3 or 4? So here comes Bright Hope. 3. So now Joe's got 13 force he's got to lose. So he's got to lose at least one, probably both. He's got to lose both, right? And even then he's going to have to lose 3 more force. And then he's just going to have this Ellison Hinthra hanging there, which he could land somewhere. But you can't run away anywhere else, so he might just lose Hinthra. So I mean, part of the plan here, which might not be the worst thing, is he's forcing... Yeah, he loses the ship. He's forcing David to dedicate ships to Coruscant, which every ship that goes there that isn't Han chewing the Falcon is one less ship he's got to worry about at Scarif. So you can put like the Fist there, Jabba's Space Cruiser. So not the, not a totally losing chain of events, I should say. But now David's got that drain at 2. He's got the Battleground system secured. He's still on his 0 side. So he can download more ships if he has them, which he probably, no idea, usually plays at least 6, sometimes up to 8 or 9 ships. And David's played some interesting no idea builds. I think he had one with like matching starships at maybe it was Worlds, or no, it wasn't Worlds, maybe Nationals. An interesting play to, I shouldn't say interesting, probably just smart. Puts the commando team down, doesn't end up battling there. Joe's got 7 cards in hand, but it's not like Black Sun usually plays like Sniper. Doesn't have, or like You Are Beaten. It doesn't have a lot of ways to get rid of characters mid-battle outside of like IG-88, which we just saw, or like a hidden weapon sometimes. Which was weird, hidden weapons, because I thought it was getting popular, and then everyone was playing 1 or 2 Henry Babies, and now I feel like the Henry Babies aren't quite as popular. But that's just my limited take. Hull defeats Bailey. All right, so Chris Hull's going to go 5-1. Brett Bailey will finish 4-2. Joe's turn. He's got 14 force in his force pile. He's going to be able to ping for 1 here. He's only on 2 battlegrounds currently, so he's not going to Shadows ping quite yet. He could pay 3 to drain at the War Room. But he might have other things earmarked for his forces turn. He is going to pay 3. Oh, misplay. That's a misplay. Sometimes we do this a lot, or I do this a lot. Maybe I'm the only person. Just assumes battle order's out. Yeah, David should have pulled battle order there. That's bad. Joe was probably looking around being like, wait a minute, battle order's definitely not out, right? This is not even a question. Ooh, Luke off the top is bad. Don't like sand. So he's going to need to maybe Walklings, and if he Walklings and then potentially uses make 10 men as a retrieval mechanism to get Luke back. Well, he's going to bury it now. Forget about it. Oh, another Luke. Oh, that's really bad for David. 2. Oh, maybe. Actually, ooh, see? Probably needed to Walkling there. I don't think No Idea can win this game without Luke at all. I think at some point you got to at least get him flipped back, because at some point I think Joe's going to try to get Emperor over to Battleground. Oh, and maybe Joe didn't realize it either. Maybe Joe was just thinking, hey, I'll pay for it. Or maybe he's playing dumb. No. No, it's fine. Yeah, hey, that's just a misplay. I'm usually, especially in a competitive event, like that's a misplay. That's not like a misclick, or not even like I didn't know the rule. But good sportsmanship from Joe to be like, yeah, you can, because Joe's yeah, this is good sport from Joe to even just go back 1 to turn off the 1 drain that Joe was able to get through at the Palace. David's a good guy. David helping with the marketing team. And actually Joe's on the marketing team too, of course. He does the newsletter and very active streamer. So this is good sportsmanship. We always like to see that. David's going to play Battle Plaid. Yeah, so yeah, that's the other thing. So I mean, it's kind of like David's misplay, but yeah. So what Joe's saying here is, I still will pay. I'd still be willing to pay 3, because he saw the first Luke go off, and he's basically like, I want to get as many cards on top of Luke as possible. Even if I got to pay 3 to drain for 1, it's worth it. But now, huh? Oh, both. So he's trying to bury both. I see what he did. Okay. So yeah, so the revert, I think, was only helpful to David. It's still, the same cards were still lost. Oh, another revert? Phalanx Fist. I don't know what happened there. Joe just deploys Phalanx Fist, which is deploy -3 because the Black Sun agent had a related site. So that's immune less than 8, has ability 4 permanent pilots. Joe's up 5 force face down, 2 more force in hand. He's going to take a drain here for 2 at his system, but I think with no Lukes it's going to be really tough. At the very least, they're just going to keep trading punches. So of course, as we're in game 6 here, just winding down. I'm going to issue like a formal thank you post, but thanks to everyone involved in this event, setting it up. There's a lot of people I could think of and name, and I'll do that in the post. But definitely a big thank you to the tournament committee, to the streaming team, Bill, my other tournament director for this event. But yeah, really cool to celebrate 20 years exactly of the PC's chartering. I'm sure we're going to be here another 20 years at least. This organization's just kind of done a lot of completely unprecedented, or maybe unprecedented is the wrong word. A lot of people would not expect this organization to still be here given the inherent challenges that keeping a quote-unquote dead card game alive entails. So we're going to go on and on and on to just hopefully recognize all the people that have made the Players Committee what it is. And this whole year, and lots of ways to celebrate it. So definitely watch Hollow Theory this week. Scott and Dan had some good conversation about the early stages of the PC. Kendall did a really good podcast with Doug Taylor, one of the original advocates. So kendallcast.ninja. Definitely check out that interview. Bad Deck Breakdowns. You can subscribe on iTunes. So now this is just a really cool day as we wind down April 30th. Exactly 20 years. 2002, a long time ago. Had a lot more hair back then. A lot less responsibilities. It's at high school. So again, a more formal thank you coming, and plenty more ways that we're going to be celebrating the PC's 20th anniversary this year. Of course, actually, I think I just realized that my scroll was off, which is what happens. There's just a lot going on today, but here we go. This event is sponsored by Crystal_Climber, our friend Kyle S. Skolensky. I'm sure I said that better than Dan did. So we have Hanchu and the Falcon on Rogue One, Ray at the system. But yeah, thanks to Kyle for sponsoring this event. We haven't really done that before, but I think it's something that makes a lot of sense, and hopefully we have some opportunities. And like I've talked about a little bit before on the stream, I'm really, really hoping that we can kind of iron out some of the hiccups that we had today, but I think for the most part things went very smoothly. Alright, so Han Chewie Falcon, Rogue One, Rey. So that's going to be a Power Destiny, a +1 in Total Battle Destiny. Phalanx Fist is going to be vastly outpowered here. Let's say it's going to be outpowered by at least probably 8. Alright, so he draws a Spy, so you can retrieve a force here. Get Don't Tread on Me. And he's going to be able then, right, to pop Walkland to get Luke back. And he could probably trace Luke around, not without too much difficulty. Because he can lose a couple force, and then he can kind of know that Luke's going to be towards the bottom of his force pile next turn. Draw into Luke on his turn 5. Deploy him somewhere on turn 6. And really hope that you can keep him alive as long as possible, so that so you're not eating that at least ping of 1. Joe doesn't seem in any interest, and this is probably the better play, I guess, maybe, is if he just guards that Imperial Square. He doesn't worry about giving up a drain of 2, or it would be a 3, but I have a feeling push comes to shove, Joe will be able to turn on resistance here. So I don't think we have to look at it like, oh, that's a drain of 3 if late side takes it. But so Joe's looking at 12 damage here. So another space battle where he's got a lot of less power. So he's going to either have to play or peel 4 or Gick. Okay, so we have a Gick. When you see Gick combo, probably a second one float around. I think. Did Joe? I think he said he played Tom in this matchup already. No, I don't think that's right. Right? Joe beat Brad. Joe beat Chris Hall. Yeah, Joe was light against Tom. That's right. Okay, yeah, so they didn't play this matchup. I was gonna say those two, yeah, probably 2 Gick combos would be very helpful against 3 Neighborins, but still might not be enough Neighboring cancelers. So we have that. Let's see, a couple more results coming in. Ben Headland lost game 6. Ben Headland. Pistone wins. All right. Force Lightning uploaded. I think Dan's covering the top table, which could swing who the winner is. Force Lightning, end of turn. For light side, he did not pop Walkling to get Luke back. We still don't have a battle at the beach here. This is getting a little stalemate in nature. And David still got very few cards in hands. That's not good for him. In case you're just joining for the first time, these are pretty cool, right? This is Christian, our graphics lead. It won't flip. Here, let me do this. 20th anniversary sleeves. We were printing these. They're part of the donation package. And actually, one lucky player today who played all his games is going to get a set of 60 and 60 light and dark as well. So this came out really nice. All right. So Joe's turn. He's got an 18 or 10. I can't tell. Excuse me. 10, 14, 1, 25 to David's 23. And he's just now queuing up around the damage, so yeah. So this seems very intentional, actually, that Joe's been holding this site, or purposely not putting out the third site, purposely leaving Emperor at the square, not to give that up. Ooh, Boba Fett. Bounty Hunter. Boba Fett, where? So now we're looking at 3 Battle Destiny. Sand is not out. Sand effect. He's got 2 weapons here. No ideas on its front side, so like POW is a real easy hit for Mara. Or not Mara. Really easy hit for Mara, but easy hit for Aura. Defense value is only 4 for the commando team, so that means swing with that with Mara. Go Mara there first, maybe? Would probably be the plan. Mara swings at Ender commando team first, then Aura swings at POW to reduce forfeit. Your other rebels may not have their forfeit reduced unless this card hit. Hilo reduces power. So David uses Chirrut's text to get the top card, leaves it there. I'm sure Joe says, oh, it's probably a low card. Maybe it's that IGD8 again. Let me shuffle this up. Let me peek. So that's smart of Joe to not use that peek at the top cards until after Chirrut does his thing. That's a good play. Because then it would be for naught if he looked at his cards, and then it just gets... yeah, he's clearly going to battle either way. And that's a top. No, that's not. That is a top level. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, you could do that mid-battle. That makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, so Chirrut's adjust action response to the battle being initiated. Oh, he draws that 0 again. Oh my gosh, twice. That's crazy. Twice he drew that sight against Pow. With aura, right? Alright, so now Joe's going to swing the lightsaber at Endor. Commander TV needs a total of 5. And he draws a 5. So that's going to be just enough. No spies out of play yet, for no idea, which is pretty wild. Yeah, you're welcome, Talon John. Yeah, yeah, we're going to try to get all these videos up. It's a lot of videos. I know Robbie and Dan were doing a ton earlier in the day, and then Kendall was doing his games, and then he segued into just doing other people's games, and Jeremy was helping Robbie as well. James jumped in a bunch, James Martin, so hopefully I'm not missing anybody. And then I kind of, the caboose here coming in at the end here with the last 2 games. Maybe 3? Have I been doing 3 games? I think I did 2.5. Alright, so Joe draws 2, 4, 3. Total battle is 9, which forfeit 0. Yeah, so Mara took him out. So Joe's gonna have, or Dave's gonna have to lose everybody on the ground. If he loses, once he loses Pow, he can draw some cards, which he really needs. Joe's just gonna lose Boba Fett, and that's it. Yeah, it's almost midnight. Alright, so Pow goes. He's going to be able to draw some cards now to get up to 6. Chirrut's going to go. It's going to relocate Stardust. He's now going to lose his Battleground Sight for Battle Plan. Maybe he pays 3 to drain 2 at the system, but he's not going to pay 3 to drain for 1 at Scarif, that's for sure. And even though Joe doesn't have anybody in space right now, and may not for the rest of the game, honestly. Like, maybe he tries to catch, like, even that'd be pretty risky, because that's just a lot of power. Even at the Battle Destiny 0, like, Han Chewie Falcon V against, like, Zuckuss Mist Hunter, he's going to need, like, a pilot or, like, 4-LOM on there to try to really beef up his power. Or like, Han Chewie Falcon could easily be, like, 12, and Zuckuss is only 4, so he needs something else. He has, like, a pilot like Cat. Alright, so he's moving Emperor over. Let's see if he moves Shizor over too, to try to get these guys on 1 site each, so you can ping for a total of 2. We know that there are 2 Luke Skywalker V in David's lost pile. Yeah, so Joe had Phalene's Fist at Scarif. That got kicked out pretty good. He had to peel 4, but actually he had a Gick, so he didn't have to peel anything. He had Ellis and Hinthra and like Duro and Mitt and Banis Keeg all at the Coruscant system, and they gradually all got eliminated from space, for lack of a better word. So we just saw a space cruiser drawn for Destiny somewhere, and he may or may not have Zuckuss, and may or may not have Maul Sith Infiltrator, probably not. I feel like that card's best, honestly. Well, it's great for, obviously, just having a 6, but good for like Watch Your Step when you're probably going to be running a lot. So to have that hyperspeed 6, you can go from Corellia to Tatooine if you need to. That's my reasoning for initially including it, coming up on like a year and a half ago. It was Watch Your Step I was a little afraid of, because I got a lot of help in that set 13, which is right before Worlds in 2020. Alright, so Joe's going to wipe. He's got 21 down to David's 16. He's got 2 more cards in hand. David probably has to... Ooh, alright, so you saved 4, so you did not activate the most you could. So Shelly's a problem, but you'd hate to like throw your characters at a non-battleground. That's not going to help you turn battle order on or satisfy. He's going to pay 3 drain 2, so this is tough because obviously we don't know what's in his hand. But I feel like that's not a winning play because Like, is that really going to help you win the game here? Because she's definitely behind. I mean, if his hand is really bad, it's probably better to use the 3 forces to cause damage and try to draw some stuff. But if he's got some nouns in his hand, like, he's got to start, like, going wide. All right, so he's going to flip here. He's going to pick up Stardust. I kind of would have liked Ezra to go to, like, the sewer, maybe. Like, Ezra to the sewer. Who's this? This is Cassian. Like, all right, so he's going to be able to move over here. He's going to have the cancel text. I mean, this drained 2 at the war room, plus the ping of the objective, plus the ping of shadows. Although, did he not shadows last turn? Probably not. I don't think he was on. Oh, all right, so we got Baze, Ensign, who are deploy -2 each because they are non-pilot warriors. 1 from 10 men, and 1 from taking them with us. I like this Admiral's Order. I mean, battle. All right, so we have 3 light sides characters. I'm guessing. Oh, he did not. I was gonna say. I wonder if he part of this save 4 thing was this tracking. Antilles maneuver would have been helpful here because then it would have ensured that Joe effectively can't hit anybody. You're gonna get a +2 to attrition here. So if he draws a 5, that's really bad. Because then Joe's going to have 7 attrition. Neither Chad nor Tayudu nor... Oh, he has 4 with 7. Oh, taking them with us adds. That's good for him. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, duh. All right, so you're getting 2 extra. +2. Oh, defense 5. I'm thinking forfeit. Yeah, +1 from... All right, so Ensign Chad is hit. With 6, yeah, that'll do it. Why did he not cancel? You do the first one? Beaumont, Campfire Base. R. He didn't cancel R. I guess he wants to cancel Mara's. Yeah, this one's going to get canceled, right? With the objective? Yeah, okay. Alright, so that's going to prevent Mara. Let's check on results here. Michael Marson defeats Kyle Kruger. Okay, Smicky. Ben, thanks for running it. Al Fuentes wins in the Battle of California, people. Where's it? Al. Al finishes 3-3. Alright, so Lightside has 15 power. David's going to have to lose one or the other between Tayudu and Baze. We get a retrieval on the Battle Destiny? Oh, Weapon Destiny. From Baze at Aura. Oh, for the second time. Because he was just forfeited, misses again, but at least he gets a retrieval card. But then Joe plays Imbalance Combo, which is going to make him lose that one card. effectively a 1 card. It was perimeter sketch we've had. Would have been helpful against Boba Fett. It would really helpful. Because he was pretty important that turn to get just 2 extra destiny. Alright, so Joe's got to lose 1 of Aura or Mara. It's going to be Joe's turn. Presumably he's going to generate the war room, ping with the objective, throw somebody to another battleground, draw, ping again. So David saying in the chat, I didn't realize that Ensign wouldn't add to power. Yeah, he's got to be with a leader. Leader or trooper, I think, isn't it the term? If President said the stormtrooper or rebel leader. So he would work with like Finn or like Phasma or like FN. All episode 7 people. But yeah, Baze is not a leader and neither is Taidu. Oof, that hurts. So now he's going to cede the beach to Mara. So Joe's definitely going to pay 3 to drain 2 there as well. He's going to upload with Force Lightning, takes Force Lightning, I imagine. So now Joe's going to pay 6 to drain for 4. He's going to ping, and then he's going to Shadows ping at some point. So that's 6, and then David's getting pretty low on life force, and maybe even more importantly, he has 1 card in hand. David's been winning space, Joker King, but Joe's been winning ground. Both Lukes were top decked in the same control phase from Darkseid. And then I think David did have an opportunity to like Walkling it 1 back and probably kind of track him around without too much difficulty, but I mean that's only half the battle for this matchup for No Idea is finding Luke, and then you gotta keep him on the table. And it hasn't even like he hasn't even put Emperor at a battleground, so it's just been 1 a turn from Shizor since turn 3 actually, because I think Joe activated Shizor's Palace turn 1. But yeah, so he's gonna take a bunch of damage this turn, and I think Joe's gonna win this. And I guess Joe's gonna be 5-1. The only loss will be as Lightside against Tom's 7s deck. So Black Sun goes 3-0 today. I know Magnus played Agents of Black Sun earlier today and did pretty well. And I know Andy Wexton played it today. I don't know what his record was exactly with Darkseid, but I know he unfortunately started a game late and left a game late. Yeah, Emperor's been parked at the square until last turn. Joe just moved him over. I think was it just turn 5 that he did? Maybe he did it turn 4, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't until turn 5 that turns got to blend together. Alright, so Joe's going to look for a site, but there's no site there, so he verifies. Yeah, we got any OCS games going on tonight, by the way? The May OCS kicked off 3.5 hours ago. You know, the joke was that is Timo going to start playing them? As we have Django Fett and Dengo with Blaster Carbine come down, so it's going to be 2 shots against Defense Value 6 is going to be kind of hard, but maybe Joe tracked the 6 around? No, probably not, because he just verified and shuffled. Both Defense Value 6, so Joe's going to have 2 shots to try to... He's just got to hit 1 in order to clear them both, because if he hits one or the other, he can then just draw a little attrition to get them both gone. That would then wipe David off ground, take away... Ooh, hidden weapons. Ooh, that's even worse than... Oh, Taidi's going to be in a bit of a pickle. So Joe knows what this destiny is. It's probably a 6, 2, or 3. 6 would make immediately loss. 2 or 3 would capture. But Joe just peaked with the objective. Top 5. So he knows exactly what's coming here, and this is not good for David. David's gonna grab. We got another result. Matt Thornton. We know that one because Al sent it in as well. Draws the 6, immediately lost. Stardust goes, which means that you're going to lose a power bonus as well from the 7 side. And now Tell You Do, he's going to pick it up. So he's going to be defense value 6, but so Joe's going to look for Force Lightning, which means that he doesn't have a 6 on, probably no good Destiny on top, based on what, Joe knows all this information from the objective. No idea. Objective cancels weapon targeting for the first time. Vanguard's gonna fire a second time. He's not gonna hit, so not. Joe's gonna draw Battle Destiny here. Tell You Do. There's a chance there's no overflow here, but this looks like it's gonna be the game because, best case scenario, David's gonna pay 3 to drain 2. Like, what does that do when Joe's been doing that at the war room each turn plus other damage? And now David only has 1 card in hand, so I would expect a concede pretty quickly. And actually, I think I'm going to hop to another game. No offense to David, but this top decking those 2 Lukes was pretty rough. So I'm going to hop out because, Joe's got 25, David's got 15, and he's got a way worse board state. David's not really going to be able to get Stardust back. And then now Joe's going to move Shizor over, probably Emperor over as well to start. But yeah, so this is now 2 damage with the objective that David can't cut through either of those characters with only 2 cards in hand, given Shizor's got unique ability 6 or greater. Emperor's fully immune, plus he's got Force Lightning. Is Shizor's Bounty, has that even been played yet? Maybe I should know that. But yeah, let's hop out here. Maybe we'll come back, but all right. So I know Dan is covering Matt and Tom. I think James was covering the 3rd game, right? He was covering Chris Hull and Brett. I don't know. I should pull up the multi-twitch. Looks like MHT and Tom are in a close matchup. Ooh, let's look at the Communing Obi-Wan. Let's look at my... I like Communing Obi-Wan, but I think this is a Rocks deck. Wookiee Strangle. Oh boy. Chewie gonna take out... What the heck? 97.5 battle damage? Oh, there's probably some rocks. I know Matt's deck has rocks in it, which is probably no secret now that we're in game 6 here. Oh, he's only got 2 minutes left. Oh. I don't understand. You Pittsburgh people got to pick up the pace in your games. I know they don't play on jump too much, but it sounds like Matt had a... Could that be possible? 97.5 overflow? Let's see. All right, so you got a Gick. I like Chewie Enraged. I like it when he... But it looks like we got Rebels. Got the power bonus with Obi-Wan. The rocks, subtract power. I can see where there's a bunch of synergies here. with Obi-Wan, but it looks like Squirrellock got, yeah, so no escape's already been burned, so it looks like Matt might be saying, hey, that Gick is stuck there, but he's only got a minute and a half left, so it looks like Matt's going to time out here. Alright, just looks like Tom won, so Tom's going to be 6-0. Very impressive evening. Tom wins. MHD had to play him twice, so he's going to have 2 losses to the 6-0. Undoubtedly, he's going to be a top 4-2, and it looks like it's going to be a 6-0, 2 5-1s. MHD will probably get 4th, I'm guessing here. David will probably be David, Michael Morrison, Pistone will all be competing for 5th, but I think it's like I said, top 1 to 4 are I still have Nightmares. Yeah, I like my Obi Mooning. It's fun. It's fun when it comes together. It doesn't always. I like that CCT got knocked down a little bit because it's CCT with that +1 to Rebels is problematic. That's where Unita comes in handy. Let's hop back into Joe, but I think this is ooh, alright, so he's shuttling down some characters. Saw joined the party. Projections, the beach. So, but I mean, free damage is always big. Got Force Lightning on Cassian, which is bad news. That's probably going to hit. Yeah, he just draws the 3. So I'll post the standings once this is done, but it's going to be Tom Struther versus Mike Kessling for the final confrontation. They're going to have to schedule that when it best time that works for both of them. Fortunately, we got a West Coast and an East Coast, so that's one layer to make it a little tougher to find an ideal time, but hopefully they can line up. David loses, heading for the medical frigate off the top, and don't tread on me from hand, 2 starting interrupts. Ping from Shadows of the Empire, draw. 2 force to the objective. When it's shocking if Joe just then pays 3 to drain for 1 at the beach, 1 at the vault, 1 at the sewer, even, and then just moves Shizor over. Just chips away at David as much as possible. Get him down to yeah, I get, and this is good too. I think maybe Joe was intentionally holding back that 3rd battleground site because like maybe the plan all along was like, I'm just gonna keep Emperor and Shizor on Coruscant, get their pings in, because it would be ideal for David to be able to just shuttle guys down late game to a battleground, threaten damage, not only threaten damage but also satisfy battle plan to be able to drain for 3. That's the best thing he's got going for him, is that Joe has to pay for some of his damage, not all. One of the strengths of Plexon, they could just do all different types. Alright, so Menace fades off the top, Lightmaker off the top, Radis off the top, I'm going to post deck lists. I don't know if I just do it tonight. I'm going to post standings. Maybe we'll wait till tomorrow morning. They're going to be the Gempen portable ones. EVP Forlom, Cad Bane. I'm guessing Joe's going to battle here at Caesar's Palace, shoot Saw. And then he's going to draw something that's going to be +1 to attrition because of Forlom with the 7 side of the objective. Another result, Squirlock wins over Matt. Looks like Matt timed out probably. Squirlock wins. Oh, Forlom fires at Torn Far? Huh. Is that a misclick? Total battle does say +1, even if she's not piloting. Yeah, and I guess Joe doesn't care about the attrition because Forlom's going to die no matter what. And Emperor's not going to die no matter what. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Draws the 5 for disarmed. Ooh, 1. So he's got to lose one of the characters. Will cover. Either one will cover. Nope, take that back. He's got to lose Saw. And if he loses Saw to hold battle plan, Torn Far is going to be in a bit of a pickle. She's not going to have anywhere to run. Well, I take that back. She could just shuttle back up. But she's not going to be able to hold battle plan, that's for sure. So yeah, so this looks in favor of Joe. Let's just see here. We got 2 games left, and I'm sure Mine Would You Have Learned and Rot's Dooku. I wonder if Dan is jumping into this. I don't want to steal any of his thunder here. We got Savage. Yeah, got some cards we don't see too often. BB9E. Rots. Mine Would You Have Learned. We got the new Qui-Gon. Wild card looks like it needs some help here. Yarna. Oh, this is the pod racing one? I think this is a deck we saw Bastion playing. This is wild. But, okay, maybe I'll... Joe and David was the match I was supposed to cover from the start, so maybe I'll stick there. Well, I'm not sure what's going on in the multi-Twitch, but really they make some... Yeah, we talked about that, Joker King. I think it might be better just to post it before, just so full information, because, you know, it's possible Tom versus Kessling, one of them might have had their game streamed more than the other, and one of their decks might be more easy to construct. But yeah, I wouldn't say we have a 100% final decision there, but I mentioned this before. I don't think allowing people to change their deck entirely would be a good thing, because then you can get some real wonky deck and card choices. Playing the same exact deck isn't ideal either, because playing it for several games, you've probably been on stream a handful of times, especially these top performers. So if you have to play the same exact deck, it's not good either. But yeah, I'll confirm. Yeah, maybe I'll sleep on it. All right, Tornfar runs away. I don't know what David's doing, because now Joe's gonna deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage by paying 3, plus another 3 damage by playing another 9. So yeah, Joe's just gonna cram 3 damage here. So Guts, Saw. Yeah. Okay. All right. I might have to jet soon, but it looks like Joe's gonna win this. All right. But thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna shut down. I think Dan will probably have a closing if he hasn't already. But I'll post standings. Deck list will be coming soon. Thanks to everyone who played, who organized or volunteered in any way. And yeah, great event. And I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about, to debrief about this event in the near future on like Hollow Theater and the like. All right, everyone, have a good one. Take care.